Brad Range.
That's us. That's right. Gotta love this American ride.
What do you want from me? I'm not America's sweetheart.
For goodness sake, kid. Keep your voice down. Your father's listening to the radio.
I'm not America's sweetheart.
This is the Annie Fry Show on 97.1 FM Talk.
Happy Monday. Welcome back to the Annie Fry Show. Glad to be here with you. Big baseball game last night. USA beating the Dominican Republic on a bad call. We'll talk about it later, maybe in Ethan Sports and Local at 2:18. Chad Pergram is going to be with us in about 14 minutes from right now, and we're going to talk about the fact that the government is still shut down in the capacity, only the place, like how wide and far does the government reach into your daily life? And then you find out from Rand Paul's airing of grievances and Festivus that your taxpayer dollars, my all-time personal favorite, I don't even know what they were studying, but they had video of shrimp on treadmills. Do you remember that one?
Oh, yeah. It's the famous one.
I'm going to be honest. I think that's the first time I knew what a shrimp looked like that wasn't coconut. And I don't eat shrimp, so I don't pay a lot of attention to it. But I'm like, that thing's ugly.
And fast.
So, you find out that the government is shut down. You find out that they're not actively paying the people who are coming to work. And all you small government, all us, all we small government conservatives go, it'll be fine. Wait, what is it that we're not funding? The Department of Homeland Security. That's the one slice of the pie that you're like, that in the military, which is kind of in the same vein. The one slice of the pie right now where you're like, let's extra fund that. The Democrats are like, absolutely not. We do not want to spend those taxpayer dollars. Chuck Schumer reminding you that the idea of showing an identification in order to prove that you are a United States citizen in compliance with law before you are registered to vote, that's a racist behavior. Because, what are we going to do if we require people of all walks of life to have documentation? We can't do that. That's going to be something that's racially divisive. And I see person after person after person of color on X going, Senator Schumer, could you please explain that to me in ways that even you think that I could understand? Because it's absolutely ridiculous. Jim Crow 2.0 is what Chuck Schumer and the Democrats who are lapping up whatever he's serving up are saying is the reason that they don't want to pass the SAVE Act, and then they want to make sure that the ICE is defunded. So they're going to shut the government down to ensure that ICE isn't able to do the things that it's been doing in deporting people who are here illegally. You happy about that? Does that make you feel good? You feel like you're being looked after by those representatives in government that are there to serve you? If you're not, I hope you've contacted some of them. If you're being represented by somebody who, actually, it doesn't really matter which side of the aisle are, I would encourage you to reach out, make a contact, send an email, dial a phone to your elected officials in the House and in the Senate and say that it is important to you that we continue to enforce immigration law, if it is. And I assume for most of you it is. There's pressure out there on those members of Congress to get the job done because TSA isn't funded right now. I have to say, side note, I'm on some travel Facebook pages, and I have to restrain myself. I actually had to put my phone down and away from me yesterday because there are some people who are like, because everyone's going to spring break right now. This is prime spring break territory, right? People are on our travel pages and they're trying to fly to Florida, and they're trying to, or fly home from Florida to like the upper Midwest. And they're like, TSA is talking about the TSA lines and talking about the fact that the government can't get their act together. And whichever political persuasion, it goes both ways. Whichever political persuasion they are, they take the time in a travel Facebook group to talk about how they hate the other side. And they're saying, now they're canceling flights. I'm trying to get home to Milwaukee. But Milwaukee's getting like 4 feet of snow today. I'm like, this is nothing to do with the government. This is weather. This is different. But you compound weather cancellations with the fact that these things that are avoidable, like not funding and paying the TSA workers, I think, what did I see? 76 days without a paycheck? That's insane.
Oh, that's much longer than I thought.
Well, I think they might get paid monthly.
Huh.
So I think that they've already missed 2 paychecks. So the tweet that I read before said 76 days without a paycheck, a full paycheck, I think. It's just silly. And I'm trying to step out of the practicality of it. Are you trying to fly somewhere soon? Are you trying to travel somewhere soon? We talk about like getting through TSA lines, like, oh, what a burden. The line's going to be long. We have sleeper cell activity. We have terrorist-inspired activity taking place across this country right now. We are at war in Iran. Whether you like it or not, folks, we are decimating the Iranian military capacity to be foolish with bombs. So I think that's a good thing. And while we're taking those actions, the Democrats, to me, they are begging for something to happen bad. They're begging for something to happen bad right now because we don't have the proper people in place, the government workers who are, some of them are still coming to work. Some of them are saying, I can't afford to work for no money. I keep hearing people say, like these TSA workers are not overcompensated individuals. Well, it all depends on where you live too. The bottom line, if you have a lifestyle that includes a job that you are gainfully employed in and do an exceptional job at, when you go to work, you should be paid for that work. The country comes to a screeching halt if these people start saying, I can't continue to work like this. I would imagine that it would become hard to recruit people to work like that in the future, that the staffing shortages that could come of this would be detrimental long term. We have minor and major inconveniences, but we also have incredibly high risks that go along with what the Democrats are blockading as far as funding the Department of Homeland Security. And I have to say, with all of that being said, acknowledged first and foremost that there are real things at stake, I want to step aside and peek into the politics of this. I don't understand where the Democrats come out with a win on this. I feel like the Democrats lost in a major way in the first shutdown that took place last fall. And going into this, it is a wildly popular policy to deport people from our country who are here illegally. That is a majority opinion, positive policy. And what you have the Democrats working against is paying government workers in TSA, among other. Is the Coast Guard involved in that too, I believe? Paying these people who serve our country, FEMA. I'm very curious of the weather that ripped through the Midwest last week, went through Kankakee, and boy, is it fun to watch people who are in the national media try to pronounce Kankakee. Probably batting about 500 on that one. There's a lot of different ways you could say it. You wouldn't know it.
Kankakee?
Yeah. Who was it that said Kankakee? It might have been Jesse Waters. I don't know. He reads texts from people, and he reads them on the fly, so it's nothing that he's prepped because he gets texts from the show, like during the show or whatever. And he reads some of the names in some of the weirdest ways, but he always says it like with a question mark at the end, and you know that he knows that he's butchering it, so it's kind of fun to watch. Is FEMA able to show up and do the things that they are tasked with doing in that tornado that ravaged through northern Illinois? We've got snow coming like crazy in the north Midwest right now. Are they going to have the necessary help that they need in the event that they have some sort of emergency catastrophe? And then you got to think about all the things that could potentially take place with diminished security across the nation. It's just not a good look. And for what? I mean, I think if you found 100 Democrat voters, Ryan, on the street right now, gosh, I would say 500 voters. I bet you couldn't find 20 who could explain to you why the DHS isn't funded right now.
I'll agree with that. I'll go one step further. They always are pandering to the farthest part of their party right now.
Are they the donors?
I don't know, because the farthest left isn't even getting anything out of this shutdown. So even they aren't happy. So I really don't know what Democrats are doing.
It just is very head scratchy because I think it's I think it's lowballing to say we're playing with fire here. You want to keep the Department of Homeland Security unfunded, where you're asking people who are absolutely necessary for the safety and security of our country to continue to come to work and function without pay. You're asking them to do this because you hate ICE and you don't want illegal immigrants to be deported. The American people want illegal immigrants to be deported. ICE is funded for 5 years in the big, beautiful law, the BBL, that we were able to get passed last year. You're not even defunding the thing that you're fighting against. You wanted cameras, body cams on the ICE agents. Donald Trump and the Republicans are like, good idea, we'll do that. Kristi Noem, cooked, she's gone. Did she get fired? Did she get promoted? That part's politics. But the truth of the matter is, if they wanted to say that they had a scalp because of these negotiations, I'm pretty sure they'd be able to get away with that. And that would actually look like a legit victory for the left in this. In order to get Kristi Noem as the Secretary of Homeland Security out of that position, I would consider that to be an incredible political win for the Democrats. And they acted like that was a non-factor.
I'm with you. I don't get it.
Democrats, what are you doing? And if there is an issue, if there is an emergency, if there's a catastrophic event that takes place because we weren't positioning our security at its best, I know this sounds political, but it's absolutely factual. Democrats, it's on you. Do your job. Show up. Get the hard part done. Pass the funding so that we can be secure here in our country. And then guess what? Go win an election and then you can put your policy through as you see fit. That's how we do things here. You would think. To save democracy or something. Let's talk to Chad Pergram about if there's any hope in the near future about getting this funding done. Back in a minute.
Hi, I'm Bob Kershaw with Retirement Advisory Group.
Hi, I'm Tammy Kershaw. When we meet our clients for the first time, they have built up a lifetime of savings. Their question is, what can we do with this money so we can live comfortably the rest of our lives? First, we develop a strategy to protect your nest egg from any market losses. Then we build your own personalized structured income plan that will generate you an income the rest of your life. We put you in control of your money.
You've earned it, and it's our job to make sure you enjoy it. Let our team show you how you can have the retirement of your dreams. Call us now at 314-993-9494 for a no-cost, no-obligation retirement review. You will also get a copy of our latest edition book, Your Key to a Worry-Free Retirement. We've been helping retirees and pre-retirees retire with confidence for 40 years. Call us now at 314-993-9494 or go online at retirementkey.com. That's retirementkey.com.
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. One question I'm always asked is, how did you become the largest injury firm in the world with over 1,000 attorneys and $25 billion in verdicts and settlements? One way was our financial strength. Medical malpractice is the third leading cause of death in America. To prosecute a typical case costs up to $250,000 in case cost. We advance them all. Product liability cases can have similar costs with an army of lawyers on the other side. Automobile insurance companies have the resources to fight. Guess what? So do we. Many law firms simply may not have the financial firepower to work up your case the way you deserve. And we don't charge by the hour. No recovery, no fee. If you have a question about your case or wish to become a client, go to forthepeople.com on your mobile device or computer. 24/7. It's that easy. Morgan & Morgan. Injured? Dial pound law or visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
Triton Exteriors, St. Louis roofing, siding, and gutter systems. We'll take care of you and your home. We are #1 in the Ladue, Kirkwood, and Webster area. James Hardy certified. Visit triton.stl.com to be connected with a James Hardy expert and receive a free estimate. Triton-stl.com or call 314-717-1159. That's 314-717-1159. Triton Exteriors, St. Louis #1 James Hardy specialists.
This is Madison County Clerk Linda Andreas. I believe in protecting our elections because every legal vote matters. I fully support the SAVE Act, which requires photo ID in our elections. And I am proud to be endorsed by all of our countywide Republican elected officials. I'm asking for your vote in the March 17th Republican primary.
Paid for by Citizens for Andreas.
Nothing makes a gathering great like Eggland's best eggs. They're just so delicious with better nutrition, too. For us, it's eggs any style, as long as they're the best. Eggland's best. Better taste, better nutrition, better eggs.
You're listening to The Annie Fry Show. 97.1 FM Talk, St. Louis Conservative.
Is it responsible for Democrats to hold up DHS funding with the threat of terror attacks looming during this conflict?
Oh, Kristen, as you know, we offered vote after vote, resolution after resolution, even as recently as this week, to reopen those agencies, to fund them. And the Republicans voted it down.
The Democrats are playing partisan politics, and they can't even tell you why. They have no good reason for it other than they are trying to object to everything that President Trump wants. But this is a good thing for the American people, of course, to keep the Department of Homeland Security open and fully funded. That's what President Trump and the White House is calling on Democrats to do. It's very simple. They just need to get back to Washington and actually do it.
The White House press secretary there, Carolyn Leavitt, talking about the Democrats' standoff, saying, no, we're not going to fund the DHS and we're going to hold it hostage. And she said there they can't even tell you why they are doing it. Let's talk to Chad Pergram, who talks to these Democrats on Capitol Hill all the time. Senior congressional correspondent for Fox News. Chad Pergram, thanks for being with us again today. Good to have you back.
Hey there. Thanks for having me.
When you have these conversations, when you try to get a reason out of the Democrats as to why they are not going forward with this funding, what commonalities do you hear from rep or senator?
The Democrats have been crystal clear, whether you agree with it or not, on what their position is. They will not fund the Department of Homeland Security until they see what they believe are in, concrete legislation, changes and reforms to ICE. They were pretty clear in the minutes after they removed Kristi Noem as the Homeland Security Secretary. I asked Hakeem Jeffries, the Democratic leader, I said, does this make a difference? And, he kind of hinted that this helps a little bit, but he said this is not about personnel. This is about policy. And so the fact that they've not seen a policy change or something that they think that goes far enough, that's a problem for them. That said, we have the confirmation hearing for Mark Wayne Mullen on Wednesday morning. And it's kind of believed that maybe Democrats, if they can secure certain guarantees from him in his confirmation process, that they might be willing to fund DHS. Now, here's the other part of this. In just the past hour, Hakeem Jeffries says we're going to try to go around the speaker with what's called a discharge petition. This is where, you get 218 signatures in the House, and you go around the speaker and you can deposit a piece of legislation on the floor and force a vote to fund other parts of DHS, including the cybersecurity agency, including paying TSA officers, including the Coast Guard, including FEMA. Now, that takes a little bit of time, but that's developed just now. And some Republicans might be hard-pressed to vote against that simply because they don't support the Democrats, withholding money from the Department of Homeland Security, but they also don't want to be on the hook of opposing that effort to at least fund those sections, even if they don't agree with the impasse over ICE.
Chad Pergram speaking with us. You said 218 signatures for that discharge petition. How many Republicans at this point? The number shifts, seems like regularly. How many Republicans would that require to join up?
Well, again, you're right. It is the 218 is a hard number, regardless of the size of the House of Representatives, and that has been a number that has been changing a little bit. It depends how much it ripens. Right now, you have 432 members in the House of Representatives. There are 218 Republicans with an asterisk next to Kevin Kiley, who now says he's an independent from California, but he caucuses with the Republicans, and 214 Democrats. So you need 4, and this is very similar to how they went around the speaker back in December and into January of getting a bill on the floor to deal with the expiring health care premiums. This dealt with Obamacare. And there were 4 Republicans, 3 of them from Pennsylvania, all from battleground districts, who signed on with the Democrats. And so this eventually passed the House of Representatives, but it never helped the House, but it never moved through the Senate. And again, you're always dealing with changing numbers here. There's going to be a special election in New Jersey for Mikey Sherrill's seat. There's a runoff in Georgia for the Marjorie Taylor Greene seat. In the past hour, the president had said that Congressman Neil Dunn, a Republican from Florida, would have been dead by June had he not intervened and got him special medical treatment. I mean, so, that's a question, about the health of people. I mean, Neil Dunn was considering stepping aside just because he was told that his condition was terminal. Now we'll see how successful these medical treatments have been. But again, that's something that has gone on. It was a hard issue. The president, heck with HIPAA, he kind of threw out any confidentiality between Neil Dunn and his physician during this press conference about the Trump Kennedy Center just about 30 minutes ago.
I was listening to that, and I was staring at my radio as that was being covered, thinking, gosh, I hope he has the right to say all. I hope he has permission from the congressman to be revealing all that. Quite a story, certainly. So the numbers between the Republicans and the Democrats in the House of Representatives could shift 1 or 2, but each 1 or 2 is quite a consequential shift. Do you feel as though the Kristi Noem, I guess, I don't know, promotion, firing, lots of people reporting on that in different ways, was that an ask of the Democrats?
Well, the Democrats certainly made no bones. They argued about that and said that would help. That was not a specific ask in this process.
So is the Noem repositioning completely a separate issue, really? Then
that doesn't seem to change the equation.
All right. Chad Pergram speaking with us right now, senior congressional correspondent for Fox News. Who are the leading negotiators right now for the Democrats? Obviously, we see Speaker out there a lot.
There's no negotiation going on.
It's just not.
No, I mean there hasn't been a negotiation in a while. I mean, you have the top leaders in the Senate and the House for the Democrats. You have Chuck Schumer. You have Hakeem Jeffries. You've had some behind the scenes exchanging of paper, but really not a lot to that, for a while. So, yeah, I mean, you would have the appropriators. You would have Rosa DeLauro, who's the top Democrat on the Appropriations Committee. You would have, Tom Cole, who leads the Appropriations Committee on the House. Then you have, Susan Collins of Maine, but Katie Britt, the Republican from Alabama, who deals with that subcommittee that deals specifically with DHS, has kind of been the main person in the Senate and has been working, with the administration, and at one point was trying to work with the Democrats, but says that they weren't responding to the inquiries there. And then you have Chris Murphy, a Democrat from Connecticut, who's the opposite number, on the DHS, appropriations subcommittee. So those are the 6 or 7 names to watch. And you hear them all being vocal from time to time, but this is going to probably have to be cleared at the top by Schumer and Jeffries and the president.
Senior congressional correspondent for Fox News, Chad Pergram, speaking with us right now. Some of the bits and pieces of what the Democrats are demanding here, I've heard, were including, for instance, cameras on ICE officers and agents, and it seems as though the president and Republicans were like, we can do that. They were willing to concede that. What are the other kinds of asks and demands that the Democrats are putting on the table specifically when it comes to ICE?
They didn't want masks. They wanted, no ID. The Democrats' arguments here were that ICE was acting like any other domestic law enforcement agency. That you don't have state police, you don't have city police, you don't have the county sheriff, you don't have campus police, you don't have anybody who was conducting themselves the way these folks were. And the idea that nobody knew if they were getting punked, frankly, that there were questions of where they were taking people. There was no due process under the Constitution of where they were taking people. So, and it's been well documented that they've picked up and detained people who are legally here, people who are people who were born here. And this is to say nothing of shooting people in the streets of Minneapolis.
Mr. Pergram, this is Ryan. When you said that the sides are not even talking right now, I had to ask, what will motivate them to start talking right now? Is it public pressure from something like TSA, or is this just part of the game and they don't really care what happens? This is what they're going to do regardless.
Well, this is where, you started to hear this over the weekend a little bit, where you had the Republicans, Michael McCall, Republican from Texas, on our air saying, if, God forbid, there's a terrorism attack, there will be blood on their hands, number one.
Yeah.
And to some degree, some people think that Democrats are playing with fire. I mean, we had this terrorist attack, this guy who ran a car into a synagogue in Michigan, and Alyssa Slotkin, the Democratic senator from Michigan who's Jewish, she said, we need to reopen DHS. She didn't say we need to do it, the Republican way. She said we, the royal we here, need to reopen DHS. And I think that's where some people are very concerned that this comes at a very inopportune time as we're dealing with the war in Iran and just what could potentially happen. I mean, there's something here on our air. There's a fellow by the name of Marco DePaulis who was traveling in Nashville today. And one of our, reporters there spoke to him, and he said, I don't love the situation that's happening at the airports right now, talking about the long lines and security delays. He said, but we need to take care of Americans and do what's right for the country. And I'm reading the quote right now. He said, I think we should continue the shutdown until we get some movement from the GOP and actually get to some sort of an agreement that is good for the population. So, there are some people who are willing to put up with this a little bit, who are more aligned with the Democrats. And again, that speaks to the Democrats' base, where you have some people who are saying this is a hill worth fighting for.
Last question for you. We're speaking with Chad Pergram right now. It's kind of in the vein of what you're speaking right there. We're talking, which I think is important. I don't think as many people discuss what are the policy asks here. Most people are discussing the politics of it, but let's dip into the politics before we leave. Is there a general feeling with the Democrats or the Republicans right now that they're really winning on their position on the shutdown right now politically?
Well, the Republicans think that this is an extension of what they ran on in 2024, which was border security, and the idea that there are people in the country illegally and there are people casting ballots, and that this is this common sense thing that you see these polls that candidates cite and the president cites that it's anywhere from the upper 80th percentile into the 90s of people say, yeah, you should have an ID to vote. Now, when you break it down specifically to aspects of this piece of legislation, and how Democrats would argue that it might, if you're a woman and you're married and you've changed your name, that might create complications, or you're voting overseas, or, there's all sorts of different things that every state would do it. And the hard thing is to be able to, put this into effect just a few months before the election. It sounds like November's a long time away.
Yeah.
But if you're an election official in a local county, you need to have all of this set by about July at the latest, July to August. And that's not much time. And that's where Democrats will say, and you can read into this what you think, is that the president is laying the groundwork to say, and he said this during State of the Union, he said they, meaning the Democrats, only win when they cheat. And that's the only reason they win. So, when you look at the general election forecasts here as to what would happen in the midterm based on history, what happened in the midterms to the party of the president, this narrow majority they have in the House, how some people even think that the Senate is in play now. The war in Iran is not going over very well, and probably put a couple maybe Senate seats a little more in jeopardy for the Republicans, that there's going to be this big cascade after the election, say, well, you see, it's because it wasn't won. And we went through that in late 2020, and we know what it culminated in January 6, 2021. I will say this: you are down in the House of Representatives to only about 30 to 40 seats that are truly in play.
Wow! And
that the control of the House will be determined by, and Richard Hudson, he's the Republican representative from North Carolina, who's in charge of the Republican redistricting, but re-election efforts. He said, I think that, you could have basically about, 30 some odd seats decided by about 1,000 votes apiece. Well, it's going to be, we might not know for weeks which party has control of the House. And then if you have multiple contested seats, when they start the Congress under the Constitution at noon on January 3rd, is there going to be a fight as to which party really has control? Because remember, you're going to have potentially maybe two groups of two people showing up and say, I won the seat. No, I won the seat. Well, the Constitution says it's up to the House to settle that, but it can only settle that once it starts. And it can only settle that once it starts after it elects a speaker. And you know what we went through on that about 3 years ago with Speaker McCarthy. So I'm giving your listeners a little preview of what to expect this fall and maybe next winter.
Do you ever get bored, Chad Pergram? Do you have free how do you keep up with all of this all of the time? You have the most exciting job there is.
There's some people who might say, well, I wish it was a little less exciting, because it's always exciting.
I get the sense that you live for it.
Yes, but, even Mike Johnson said, he said this last year at some point. He said, I wish that each day around here would quit being a little less historic, because every day is historic. Yeah.
That's a very good way of putting it. Chad Pergram, your insight here is invaluable. Thank you for your time today.
Thank you.
Take care. Bye-bye. Chad Pergram, senior congressional correspondent for Fox News at Chad Pergram. Sometimes you just get to watch people in their element. I think Chad Pergram is in his element. Ryan, sometimes I feel like you're in your element.
Sometimes.
It's just in direct conflict with my element. Guess what I brought today? For you. Did you see?
A giant smoothie?
No.
What are you pointing at?
The wobble.
Oh, we got to do that.
Yeah, I think the 2 o'clock hour is going to be a little shaky.
Okay, cool. I'm looking forward to it.
Will you use it on the air?
Yeah.
It is a vibration plate. Have you guys heard of a vibration plate and the benefits? I use air quotes because I don't know if this is a fad or not, but I use it regularly and I love it.
As far as I understand it, it's like those beds in cheap motels. From the 70s and 80s. I don't think you find them there as much.
I don't really use them. This might be for different purposes, but we
don't know that.
You said so far. I do know that. Why do you think I brought this in?
Health.
Yes. Mental health. Have you heard of a vibration plate where you stand on it and it vibrates at a high rate of speed? You can Google them and look them up. Vibration plate. I have a Live Pro and I got this, I don't know, maybe a month or so ago. And I love this thing. And you said that you've been having some achiness, and right?
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, I think I know what you should do.
You think that this changes people at the atomic level like an mRNA vaccine, is what you said.
No, absolutely not. But I thought that it would be good radio if you stood on the vibration plate while you were on the air.
Oh, that's what it's all about.
Yeah.
It's just good radio. Okay.
That's what we're shooting for. It's what we're aiming for.
All right, I'll do it.
All right. When we come back, I'm going to talk to you about the YouTube live chat poll. When should adult children move out of the home? I even saw a couple comments like, interesting poll. Wonder why we're talking about this. I'll tell you why. We're talking about people moving out of the home, when kids should do it, young adults, when they should be bounced out of the house. Get on the Annie Fry YouTube channel. You can see the options. We'll talk about it next.
100 years. That's how long Overhead Door Company of St. Louis has been repairing and replacing garage doors. A century of trust in St. Louis. Always look for the iconic red ribbon of Overhead Door Company of St. Louis for same-day repair service and no extra charge for evening or Saturday service. Trust your friends at Overhead Door Company of St. Louis. Schedule online at overheaddoorstlouis.com. That's overheaddoorstlouis.com.
This is State Representative Charlie Meyer. Southern Illinois is a special place. The farms, the families, our way of life. That's what I'm fighting for in Springfield, standing with Trump, fighting for lower taxes, supporting our farms, and protecting life in our Second Amendments. My family has lived in Southern Illinois for 6 generations. I won't stop fighting for the place I love. I'm Charlie Meyer, and I'm honored to earn your vote on March 17th. Paid for by Citizens for Charlie Meyer.
Diabetes, high blood pressure, anxiety meds, everyone's on them. If you're a 40-year-old male, maybe a bit porky, and you may even have type 2 diabetes, $1 million of term life insurance may only cost you about $100 a month. Call Term Provider. Speak with Big Lou at 800-770-0850. Big Lou will find a term life policy for you even if you have type 2 diabetes, are overweight, or have high blood pressure. Term Provider has helped thousands of people like you who think they can't afford term life insurance. To buy $1 million of affordable term life for you, all you need to do is call Big Lou at 800-770-0850. Lou will make sure the scales are tipped in your favor. Call 800-770-0850. Big Lou will answer your call and work to fit you into a term life policy that you can afford. Remember, Big Lou's like you. He's on meds too. For affordable term life insurance, call 800-770-0850. 800-770-0850 or biglou.com.
The pressure on data centers has never been greater. Whether you're expanding capacity, supporting AI workloads, or building new facilities, Graybar works alongside you with the solutions, specialists, and logistics expertise you need today. We help you power performance every step of the way, so your operation is ready now. Yep, Graybar does that.
You've been listening to the very popular Wellness One for many years, Saturdays and Sundays on 97.1 FM Talk. We're happy to share that we've expanded the show to 4 times a week. Yes, 4 times every weekend. Saturday at 10 a.m., Saturday at 8 p.m., Sunday at 9 a.m., and Sunday at 2 p.m. It's the same great show designed to cut through the nonsense and provide you a common sense, science-based strategy for a healthy life. So join TJ and Aaron for Wellness One. Now 4 times a week on 97.1 FM Talk.
When should adult children move out of the home? That is the question today for the YouTube live chat poll, and there are a variety of options. We'd love to know not only what you think about this topic, but where you are in life on this topic. Are you the young person getting ready to move out, or are you the person having to kick them out, or wondering if you should? Let us know. Either way, we'd love to hear your comment on our YouTube live chat stream or at 314-241-9797. That's a text line. 12:39. This time check is sponsored by Jerry Kelly Heating, Air Conditioning, Electrical, and Plumbing.
It's time for a $98 AC tune-up.
JerryKelly.com. From Belleville to Bridgeton, 97.1 FM Talk, St. Louis Conservative.
All right, first question. I'm going to read it to you, but did you did you read on Twitter Matt Walsh's post about kids?
I almost mentioned it in the time check because I thought that was probably part of this question.
It is part of the question, and I have the post right here to share with our folks who are watching the show on YouTube or wherever you stream your shows. But I can't... Oh, Chad Pergram's still hanging out. Okay, I was like, why won't this work? I'm going to read this to you. Matt Walsh posted this yesterday, and I think this is an incredibly important cultural conversation to have. So our YouTube poll, which you just heard from Ryan there, when should adult children move out of the home? At 18, when they're financially independent, when they get married, or not necessarily ever? Some people are going, excuse me, what? Here's what Matt Walsh posted yesterday evening. I used to be entirely in the camp that said you should kick your kids out at 18 and force them to live independently and make their own way in the world. I don't feel that way at all anymore. I want all my kids to live with us until they get married. Even after they're married, if they want to live on our property or close by, my wife and I would love that. The important thing is to teach your kids responsibility, which we're doing. They need to contribute and help around the house, which all of our kids do from a very young age. Provided you aren't raising ungrateful, useless moochers, why kick them out? Why drive them away from your family home? I don't see the point in it anymore. I actually like my kids, and I like being around them. Maybe they'll all end up scattered to the wind, but I'd prefer to keep the family together. Why wouldn't I? And, I've talked before about wanting... We're working on trying to build a home, and getting that process going is not as quick as I'd like it to be, but we're working on this. It would be very close to other people in my family. So we're kind of working on doing something like that. And I talk all the time about how my family, my children, are within 10 minutes drive of all 4 of their grandparents, which is incredible. But we have, it's very interesting over the course of generations. You think about maybe boomers were like, you're 18, get the heck out of my house. It's time to move on, grow up, be your own person. Matt Walsh followed up with, a lot of parents think that you reap the rewards of parenting by kicking them out of the house and reclaiming your, quote, independence or whatever. So the reward is just going back to your pre-parenting state. No, the reward should be family that you love and get to enjoy until you die. The reward should be raising children who one day also become companions and eventually caretakers. The reward is not, or shouldn't be, 30 years in a silent, empty house and then dying under fluorescent lights in a nursing home.
I didn't read that part.
Yeah, it's in the comments and the follow-ups there. It's very... I think it's a really important question culturally. So we've had a very independent movement. Women have been very in the last, I don't know, give me a time frame on how long women have been told, don't have babies, go chase your career, don't.
Since the 60s.
Oh, gosh, I would say that I did not grow up thinking that. The 80s were supposed to be the decade of the women's revolution, and I'm a 84 baby. But I feel like the 90s and even the early 2000s, there was still like an acceptance of an understanding of traditional gender roles that you could easily and comfortably deviate from, but still an acknowledgement that there were gender roles that existed. And, it's important for people to understand, too, that, like, gender role, when I say a traditional gender role, I'm not talking about a woman staying home and raising 8 babies. I'm talking about the man being the provider and the person who goes out and likely makes the most money, has a career that causes the man to have to sacrifice a little bit of what they can contribute to the family because they're out working and they're the breadwinner of the family. Whereas a woman could do a lot of different jobs. A female could be out there working 40 hours a week. Maybe they have kids and they still want to work because they love their job, or because maybe we don't really live in a society anymore that is a single income home unless you make enormous sacrifices, that maybe they go down to part-time work or something like that. But I really feel like I actually will tether it to Barack Obama's election. Barack Obama's election to me was kind of this understanding, like everything that we knew before, that hope and change was to change everything, turn everything on its head, dump everything out on the table, wipe off everything that is there, and then just put a few things back. And there is a significant push, I would say in the last 10 years or so, for women to set aside any need for a man whatsoever. That men are not required in any way, shape, or form. You are enough as it is by yourself. I would ask you, Ryan, do you feel as though, like, because the counter there is that men, if women were to live like that, like, you're enough by yourself. Go get that career, make bank, live in a lavish place, buy yourself the nice things that you want. It feels to me like women who are saying that are essentially saying, women, live like men live. Do what you want to do and do it for yourself. That the understanding of that push into that complete and total freedom of any sort of role, because I'm telling you what, I've had 4 babies, I've had 5 pregnancies. Being pregnant is, you can't go back to living life, even as a parent, a mom and a dad. Once you've been pregnant as a woman, you do not get to go back to the way you were beforehand. Men, in most cases, can. Women cannot. And then you have another kid because they're great. And your life is just changed. You are a physical bond to that child. It's just changed. And I think women who have been saying, do you want to put your entire life on hold for that specific thing that's going to transform your life? You're never going to get this opportunity back. You're never going to be in a place where you can do what men have been doing forever, which is to do whatever they want, to chase their dreams, to put all of their life on hold because they can get married at 50 and start popping out some kids then and have the career. So women, now's the time to do the same thing. I feel like the pursuit for women, the lie that's been told to women is to push all of that stuff back. I feel like the lie is that men have lived that life and been in that mentality for so long. But I would venture to say that men need women as much as women need men. And these postmodern feminists have pushed aside that thought completely altogether. Not even considered the fact that while it looks like men are able to and are free to live different timelines in their life, that men do need women for a variety of reasons in life that they've completely neglected to acknowledge.
The message to men, I would argue, in light of the poll, has also changed in the last couple of years. I would say the last 5 years. We are being told now, no, actually a family's a good thing. And that is not a message that was preached to guys at all.
But that's even a political thing, though.
It is.
There's like that is a reaction to the moment that we've been living in, which is like aggressive postmodern feminism, which is not just like, woman, you could go out there and you can chase what you want, you can be what you want. it also requires the degradation and the complete abdication of any sort of male that would have to exist in your life in order to not just succeed, but like enjoy your success.
Mm-hmm.
We'll talk more about this throughout the show. When should adult children move out of the home? I read to you Matt Walsh's post there. Probably read it again a little bit later in the show when we revisit this discussion. But we do want your text messages on this. 314-241-9797 is the kind of what I've been reading. The reaction there is that it's kind of a boomer mentality. 18, get out of my house. Go live your life. Go be independent. I want my life back. That's kind of the opposite end of the spectrum of just stay and live off the land for as long as you can. Where's the sweet spot? 314-241-9797. Get your thoughts. Back in a minute. The Retirement Advisory Group online at retirementkey.com. If you're nearing retirement, if you're wondering how long that money is going to last you, that you've worked your butt off to accumulate over decades of savings, got a phone number for you. I got a free sit-down consultation for you with Tammy Kershaw and Bob Kershaw and Thomas Helbig. The folks at the Retirement Advisory Group, they're ready for you. And they will help you plan and achieve that key to a worry-free retirement. You give them a call at 314-993-9494. That's 314-993-9494. Tell them Annie sent you and sit down and listen to what they have to say. They're going to listen to where you are, what your dreams are, so that they can help you plan the worry-free retirement of your dreams and give you the timeline that will make sure that you don't run out of money when you've been blessed with a little extra time. 314-993-9494. No cost, no obligation review of your retirement. Online at retirementkey.com. The Illinois primary. This is where your vote matters more than ever because it's where turnout determines which candidate gets to the ballot in November. Vote this Tuesday. It's for our Illinois residents at 97.1 FM Talk. Visit 971talk.com/events to find where to vote near you.
Men. Need a clinic that accepts all insurance, including Medicare? U.S. Men's Medical Center in St. Peters does. U.S. Men's helps men experiencing loss of energy, focus, concentration, and low libido. And they accept all insurance, even Medicare, for testosterone replacement therapy. Patients love the staff and the fact that, yes, I'm going to say it again, they accept all insurance, including Medicare. Feel better? Call U.S. Men's Medical Center at 636-244-5333.
A lot of people are getting their air conditioners tuned up and ready to go for the summer, and we're getting a lot of calls of people saying they want a second opinion, to have us come out and requesting us to come out there and take a look at their air conditioners. They've been told that they need a new one, and the repair is quite costly and might be best for them to replace the air conditioner and then repair it. If you're in that situation, please give me a call, because there is truly some opportunities here for you that we could save you lots of money, because I'm sure you're going to be shocked. We have the equipment that still works best for you with your budget. It's pretty much the best. It's what I would put in my home. It's what I would recommend. Give me a call. It's Bart Inman. One easy number, the easiest number in Missouri and Illinois. That is 314-293-2600. Or the online thing, and that is bartinman.com. That's Bart with a B, Inman with an I.com. God bless.
This is Congressman Bob Onder. Tax season is here, and Missouri families are already seeing the real impact of the Working Families Tax Cut Act. House Republicans are delivering real results for hardworking Missourians. According to the Council of Economic Advisors, the bill is projected to raise wages in Missouri by about $3,000 to $6,000 over the next 4 years. That's more money for groceries, gas, and greater security for your family's future. In Congress, I'm working to protect working families, strengthen our economy, and ensure you are keeping more of your hard-earned money.
Paid for by official funds authorized by the House of Representatives. You're listening to The Annie Fry Show on 97.1 FM Talk, St. Louis Conservative.
Wiggins. Oh, Wiggins with a man's jam.
Special open.
We've spent 10 minutes making sure that we could land It's a Man's Jam.
Yeah, it's a man's jam.
It was there. We were like lining up the stars to make sure that would execute, and you did it flawlessly.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Ringing the bell, because this is the most wonderful time of the year outside of Christmas. It is a sports lover's dream this coming weekend. I don't know if you all agree with that, but I don't even care about men's basketball
Until now.
Much until now. And
I got to
then
get you guys all the bracket stuff if you're jumping in on it again.
Oh, yeah.
Charlie's baseball team, annual fundraiser.
I am fully in. Because don't one of us usually win, Brad or I? Don't we usually win the poll?
No.
One of us.
No.
Usually
Ethan.
Ethan, one of us.
Brad's not going to jump on that train with you.
I won. I came in like second one time or third one time.
Yeah, I did too.
I won when Syracuse won in, I think, 2003. Go on.
Same pool? That was been going on for that long?
Yeah, it was just for my son's baseball team in the future.
Wow.
It was 6 years in advance.
Listen, we're all probably going to have kids. Have them play ball together someday.
Yeah. This is a fundraiser for his mom who needs to pay rent.
Listen, if we get enough money for my son's baseball team now, we could just live off the interest.
Yeah, exactly. That's why I live like I do.
Lavish.
Yeah, look at all my
look
nice
at that
things.
nice Stanley Cup.
Yeah.
All right.
Nice.
The question is, has anyone ever had a perfect March Madness bracket?
Ethan?
No.
Has anyone been really close?
Yes.
Do you know Ethan finished second in the country? In the country.
Wait, last year you finished second in the country?
2 years ago.
That was 2 years ago.
Oh, yeah. That's
In
right.
like
you were new
the
to the show.
Yahoo bracket or the ESPN bracket where you could win $1 million, he was tied for second.
I remember this all now.
In the country. And I'm like, here is $45.
You thought I was just kidding around. I completely forgot.
Ryan may or may not have gotten the bird off screen when he was asking if you or Brad had ever won. And it turns out he was genuinely asking.
I was genuinely asking. You were flipping me
like,
off.
What's wrong with you?
Like, why? What are you doing? Okay, so the answer is no. But do you guys, not just Ethan out of the equation, has anybody ever gotten a verifiable, fully correct March Madness
one
bracket?
time.
No.
The answer is no, according to USA Today. At least not that anybody could ever verify. The longest surviving March Madness bracket streaks are, in order, the first one was in 2019. It was 49 games straight. And that's the most ever. They got to the Sweet 16. And then for 2025, there was 42 games. That was probably the guy that beat you. No, that was 2 years ago. 42 games, second round, and then they've all been second round up until then. So it only is that long until somebody dips out.
Is there 56? Is that what does it say the total of games? I want to say there's 56.
Well, there's got to be a few more than that because this says the Sweet 16 was 49 games.
Oh, okay. So then there would be a few more than that. Okay.
So it has
How
to be
many
a
of
few
you were
more.
watching Selection Show last night with tornado coverage at the same time?
Everybody.
Nothing better than Charles Barkley on my screen at the same time as Steve Templeton.
Channel 4 guy, huh? All right. Okay.
Great.
All right, we're wrapping it up. Time
All
to
right,
go.
that was a great Monday roundup.
There you go. Thank you. When should adult children move out of the home? 18 years old, when financially independent, when getting married, or not necessarily ever. Go to the youtube.com/@AnnieFry live broadcast right now. The poll is located in today's live chat. You can also text us your thoughts on the Annie Fry Show text line 314-241-9797, 314-241-9797. Text Ryan. We'll be right back.
Race should be free and open to all. Open enrollment allows parents to choose the school that's the best fit for their children. Maybe another school has a wider curriculum, is bigger or smaller. Maybe a kid is being bullied and would be more comfortable at another school. 75% of parents favor open enrollment. Open enrollment programs now exist in 43 states, and Missouri should join them. Our next-door neighbor, Kansas, has one of the strongest open enrollment policies in the nation. Kansas parents are trusted with choices and options, while Missouri parents must move out of their home to change public schools. And it's a trend. Nationwide, the percentage of students going to their chosen public school has steadily increased. Assigning kids to schools based on their zip code is the old way. Open enrollment is a better way. Learn more at showmeinstitute.org. The Show Me Minute has been brought to you by Show Me Institute and Show Me Opportunity.
CiviaLaw.com. You can call them directly at 833-995-WILL if you have an estate plan that needs to be looked at or even established. If I'm saying the words estate plan, trusts, wills, powers of attorney, long-term care, that's a really big part of your long-term elder law planning. How are you going to care for yourself? How are you going to afford it? How do you position your assets to make sure that you're spending the right dollars on that long-term care planning. It's in the weeds for me, but I don't need to worry about it because Todd Sivia worked with my husband and with me in establishing a trust for our family. So these questions that I don't even know to ask have already been answered because we hired Todd Sivia. I encourage you to do that as well. 833-995-WILL is the number to call. And the first 10 people to call right now from this advertisement to 833-995-WILL are going to get their strategy session. That's your first appointment. Free. That's a $300 value. You got to drop my name, Annie, when you call 833-995-WILL. CiviaLaw.com.
Hey, it's Mark Reardon with Stewie from Stewart's American Mortgage. We are in the 6th hottest real estate market in the country, Stewie. What can buyers in St. Louis do to gain that advantage with you?
You know what, Mark? It's real simple. Number one, the Bagel loan. Bagel looks like a zero, easy to remember. No closing costs, no title fees, no lender fees, no appraisal fees. The Big Bagel looks like a zero, easy to remember. Take that money you're saving, add it to the bid, beat all the other offers out. Number two, we give you the power of the pre-approval letter. What does that mean? We pre-approve you for the maximum amount that you qualify for. You can then go into our portal and edit the letter and raise it or lower it to any amount you want up to the amount you pre-approved. No waiting for the loan officer, no waiting for anybody else. It's all in your hands. And the third thing, we can close in 10 days. That's a big deal. If you go to the seller and say, hey, here's my offer. It may not be the best, but we can close quick. Everybody else is 30 days out. You know it's going to happen quickly with our reputation. Big bam, boom, you got the house of your dreams.
Call or text Stewie at 314-324-4440 or Google the Bagel Loan. NMLS number 226715.
KFTK FM Florissant from the Kaufman Townsley St. Louis's Injury Lawyers Studio. Call 314-777-7777.
That's 314-777-7777. Fury from the Commander-in-Chief, Lisa Brady, Fox News.
Since the beginning of the conflict, we've struck more than 7,000 targets across Iran. And these have been mostly commercial and military targets.
President Trump also says Iran's Navy, Air Force, and leaders are gone, though he acknowledges uncertainty about the new supreme leader, who still has not appeared in person following a written statement last week. The president's calling for an allied coalition to ensure the free flow of energy through the Strait of Hormuz.
We strongly encourage the other nations to get involved with us and get involved quickly and with great enthusiasm. I have that from a number of them, and I'd like to say their names, but frankly, I don't know if they would want me to or not, because maybe they don't want to be targeted.
Though he also says Iran is now a paper tiger. A late winter storm is hammering parts of the Midwest.
Blizzard conditions pounding the northern Great Lakes. From the UP of Michigan into the northern lower peninsula, we have winds topping 40 to 50 plus miles per hour, even stronger off Lake Superior. We've had whiteout conditions, blizzard conditions verifying across Wisconsin and Minnesota.
Fox Weather's Jane Menard. Several feet of snow possible by tomorrow. That storm and a risk of severe weather in the eastern U.S. disrupting flights. More than 10,000 now canceled or delayed today. That's compounded by an ongoing partial government shutdown with TSA workers not getting paid.
Essential public service should not be used as leverage in political disputes, especially while members of Congress continue to receive their own paychecks.
Local union President Aaron Barker in Atlanta urging Congress to separate other Homeland Security funding from ICE and CBP as Democrats continue to push for immigration enforcement reforms. America is listening to Fox News.
2 words: prostate exam. Did your butt just clench? Relax. Screening starts with a simple, finger-free blood test. Around 1 in 8 men in the United States will be diagnosed with prostate cancer in their lifetime. But don't clench. Prostate cancer can have over a 99% 5-year relative survival rate when caught at a localized or regional stage. If you're 40 or older and have a prostate, visit RelaxIt'sABloodTest.com to see if a PSA blood test is right for you. Talk to your doctor about screening and next steps. Sponsored by Novartis.
It's tax season, and at LifeLock, we know you're tired of numbers. But here's a big one you need to hear. Billions. That's the amount of money in refunds the IRS has flagged for possible identity fraud. Now here's another big number. 100 million. That's how many data points LifeLock monitors every second. If your identity is stolen, we'll fix it guaranteed. One last big number. Save up to 40% your first year with promo code NEWS. Visit LifeLock.com for the threats you can't control. Terms apply.
Air Comfort Service, heating, cooling, and insulation, weather.
Certainly a bundle-up afternoon. It's more like the middle of winter. Some wind-blown snow flurries, wind gusts to 40-plus miles per hour, and only 28 for the high. Wind chills in the single numbers. Tonight, clear skies. The winds go light, but man, does the temperature drop. 14 for the overnight low. Tuesday, sunny and 37. Little light rain, a little light snow around Tuesday night, but no big deal. This is 97.1 FM Talk. Chief Meteorologist Dave Murphy.
The Annie Fry Show is sponsored by Air Comfort Service Heating, Cooling, and Insulation. Time to schedule your air conditioner service. Get not just your AC, but your entire HVAC system checked for $19 a month with the Preferred Partner Plan. And be ready for the first heat wave. Visit aircomfortservice.com.
Annie Fry, Ryan Wiggins, Brad Rain.
That's us. That's right. Gotta love this American ride. What do you want from me? I'm not America's sweetheart.
For goodness sake, kid. Keep your voice down. Your father's listening to the radio.
I'm not America's sweetheart.
This is the Annie Fry Show on 97.1 FM Talk.
Brent, can we just be clear here?
Okay.
It's 2 weeks. It's 2 weeks, and I know the media likes to move things along. We see these headlines, and that's part of the Iranian strategy. And it's very unfortunate that because of a dislike for President Trump, not you, but a lot of mainstream media are trying to speed this up, trying to make it into some crisis that it's not. And on the other side of this, if you look at longer dated crude, you look at future inflation expectations, they're both very well anchored. And this will end. And I don't know how many weeks it will be, but on the other side of this, the world will be safer and we will be better supplied.
That's Secretary of Treasury, among other things, Scott Bessent, talking about really oil prices. And I think that the price of gas, boy, are we talking about the price of gas going up right now? A lot. And I noticed it this weekend, had to get gas, and it was $3.50. I think we paid $3.57, and that was considerably lower than some of the area places around were in the high 370s. That's what it was in Illinois, and it wasn't in Missouri in a position to buy gas this weekend, so I didn't get to compare it there. But, when gas is $2.40, $2.50, because President Trump economically made policies active, along with the Congress, opening up energy production, basically undoing a lot of the things that Joe Biden did. Executive order number 1 for President Biden was to subdue American energy. We have a year of President Trump bringing gas prices down. Now they're up to about what we were paying when Joe Biden was the president. And people are freaking out about it. And it's like he doesn't get credit for when it's down. He absolutely gets the blame when it goes up. And, I'm not here to tell you that you shouldn't blame President Trump that gas is $3.57, $3.79, or whatever it is where you are. That kind of comes with the territory. But gas has been up for maybe a week and a half. And people are freaking out about it. And it's about where we're used to paying for it when a Democrat is the president.
Yeah.
That's really annoying to me.
It is. The difference is, I think this is what it is. Psychologically, it's been such a sharp, quick rise because typically it kind of gradually goes up and gradually goes down. And this is very quick and obvious of what it's attributed to. But honest question, because I don't know the answer to this question. Do you think that we would even as Americans, as citizens, not as people who are involved in politics, but an average American person, would we really even know that or care that the Iran war was happening if it wasn't for gas prices?
I'll do you one better. I'll answer your question with a question because I think you've already made your point and I agree with it. Remember when all of the policies that were implemented, all of the Green New Deal policies were implemented and everything cost us more while also working they do it in the name of efficiency, but efficient for what? Not for use, not for production, not for the service that said individual thing is supposed to provide. You get in your car and your car stops when you get up to a red light and you have not yet saved the world. Shame on you for that. It makes everybody crazy. President Trump undoes that and everybody's like, oh God, thank you. It turns out we collectively hate the auto start stop feature We all hate it, but we've all been dealing with it. We've all also had to pay for the technology to implement it into cars where it was required, where you had to suffer through it because you were just there to do the right thing. Everything costs more when, green taxes are added to things. We've been told every time a Democrat gets in office that in many cases, for the sake of energy, the expelling of energy, the conservation of energy, you are told over and over and over again that this is a cause that is worthy of your money. You should pay more, and actually, you should feel like a patriot while you're doing it. Meanwhile, we've been for 10 days paying higher gas prices so that Iran can't nuclear bomb us. I feel like a patriot when I pay my $3.57 in gas for a little bit. I don't want it to last forever. I've been thinking about the president's actions. I support what he's doing because every single administration that we see dipping into, you get in there and then you're like, all right, how are you going to flex your muscles? What muscles are you going to flex on a foreign policy basis? Because Iran acts like a teenager that is not containable. They weren't disciplined as a child, or they didn't learn respect, or they didn't understand how to be civil while they were coming of age, and so they're at a place right now where they just won't listen to reason. And if they won't listen to reason, if you're parents of an unreasonable child, you get like waning days to put reason upon them before, in a civilized society, they're detained and they're held because they're unreasonable in a civil society. So your job as a parent is to levy consequence and punishment until they understand what's at stake. And Iran negotiated with, in every way possible, over the last however many administrations were in there. And the last negotiations that the president sent Steve Witkoff and Jared Kushner in there, they're like, just so you know, like in my mind, I imagine them crossing their arms and putting their feet rested up on the desk saying, we can make 11 nukes right now. What other negotiation do you want the president to do? Instead, what this president has decided to do, and he said this today and he said this in other moments, what this president has decided to do is say, fine, have it your way. My investment as the president of the United States is to ensure that the American people won't come into contact with a nuclear bomb or nuclear fallout. You won't give me the negotiation to make sure, the guarantee that that's going to happen. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to eliminate your ability to do that, and then you can say whatever you want. It won't be scary because you won't be equipped. He takes action, and at the other side of this action, it doesn't matter how upset Iran is. They won't be able to murder American people with the weapons that they point at us and at our allies and laugh while they're doing it, saying, what are you going to do about it? That's what they said over and over and over again. What are you going to do about it? What are you going to do about it? So the president of the United States is not pointing the nuclear weapons from another country that hates us. And what do they say? Death to America? He's not getting them to point them elsewhere. He's just saying, you can't have nice things. And then the American people, gas goes up $1 a gallon. I don't like it. I drive quite a bit. I don't want to have to pay $3.57 a gallon or $3.79 or whatever it might be. Don't love it. But at what cost? Like, you know what? I was really feeling the $2.50 gas. Let's let Iran keep their nukes.
Two things from the text line first. This says, Ryan, are you sleeping or are you awake? Biden made everything go up overnight.
Yeah.
Well, that is true.
Yeah.
But with gas, there'd be a spike because they'd see, this is going to be bad, and then it would kind of level out, and then there'd be another spike. It kind of crept up over a few months. The other thing is that what you said is something that I remember reacting to in the midst of it happening. When they passed that Green New Deal legislation, they called it the Inflation Reduction Act. What a slap in the face. But it's
a mockery.
It is. It's a joke.
They know that.
Yeah. Like, they all know that.
It's not ironic that it didn't reduce inflation.
No, not at all.
They knew it was going to not reduce inflation.
They wanted credit for knowing that was a problem and not solving it. But, and also lots of people would take the talking point and go, look, they did address it. But we were told by those politicians So not just the average person, but the politicians who are making the decisions that made gas more expensive. We were told that it was patriotic, that it was important to do this for the long-term strategy of the planet. So it's not even just patriotic for the country. You were doing this as a sacrifice for your children's children because you were a good person.
How do you feel about your children's children not having to be face-to-face with an Iran nuke?
That's a good question.
I feel better about it than the ice caps.
Yeah.
It's just the disingenuous nature, the manipulative nature. It's what politics is. It's one of the reasons why, I said on Friday that I've been getting text messages and having in-person conversations about the Illinois primary, which is tomorrow. If you want to vote for who's going to run for the Republican side of the ticket in Illinois governor to take down J.B. Pritzker, the Illinois Senate seat, that is Dick Durbin's retiring seat, so it's an open seat. Doesn't mean that the Republican this time doesn't have to run against an incumbent. That doesn't happen very often in the state of Illinois. The last time Republicans won in Illinois in the Senate, yes, we had a Republican senator from Illinois in the last 15 years. He wasn't like Eric Schmidt. He wasn't a super dyed-in-the-wool conservative. But it could be not Dick Durbin. How would that sound, folks? Governor, last time we had an Illinois governor, the one before J.B. Pritzker. Illinois Republican governor is the last time we had a Republican. I'm saying this has happened here recently. Show up and pay attention to who you have the opportunity to send into battle in that final general election, which will take place in November. You can vote today and you can vote tomorrow. But if you think about who you want to be the candidate on Wednesday, you're too late. So go vote right now. But, talking about the politics of what you're bringing up and like, this is your patriotic duty. This is what you need to do to help your country. And it's going to hurt a little bit. It's going to cost a little bit more, but you're doing the right thing. All that is playing on people's emotions. It's not playing on your common sense. It's not asking you to think or to discern or to compare and contrast. It's just trying to make you feel and react. And the closer the feeling and the reaction are to one another, the more successful, in my opinion, leftists usually are. Republicans absolutely do this. Conservatives absolutely do this. But it is, at this point in time, I would say the whole game plan of the left is to tweak in you every ounce of hate or vitriol or dissatisfaction or orange man bad that they can muster in you to remind you that you have to react and keep MAGA, keep America first, keep Donald Trump away from being able to execute any of the plans that they have. So when it comes to endorsements, I don't like to come out here and be like, here's who you should vote for this, because I do not feel as though I have any right to tell you who to vote for, because your issues and concerns are yours. Mine are mine. Yours are yours. You might not be 41. You might not be a mom. You might not be a working mom. You might not be somebody who is looking to bring more school choice to the state. You might have other issues. You might be a business owner. I don't know what your reason is for wanting things to stay the same in the state of Illinois. Wouldn't understand that at all. Or to have them change drastically. Pay attention, get involved, and make a cognitive choice as to who you want to support going into November, and especially when it comes to that governor race and that Senate race. The Republicans in the state of Illinois have 0 statewide seats. There is not a single statewide office that is held by Republicans. There is a super majority of Democrats in the Illinois Senate. There are a super majority of Democrats in the House, the General Assembly. Do you know that the Democrats, when they're putting together the budget for the state of Illinois, they don't even include Republicans in the conversation? The Republicans will get the budget hours before it has to be voted on, super late at night. They pass budgets in the dead of night all the time. All the negotiation happens in closed doors with the Democrat Party, because if every Republican votes against it and some Democrats in purple areas vote against it as well, they're still going to pass it. This is over and over and over again the way the state of Illinois operates. We have an opportunity because J.B. Pritzker has shown his rear nationally for so long because he cannot stand Donald Trump so much he wants to be president. This is a great opportunity to get involved. So I said I was going to vote for Ted Dabrowski for governor. Don Tracy for Senate. I will support every Republican that wins against a Democrat after the primary. I have a lot of positive things to say about a lot of the people running, and I can't vote for all of them because I have to pick one. I am encouraging you. Ted Dabrowski is hope for the future. That's my opinion. I want you to study him and learn about him, and then do whatever you will. But please vote. I will endorse you voting, and then you can fill in the circle that you like. Let's take a quick break. We're going to speak with Abigail Jackson, the White House Deputy Press Secretary, at 1:30. Get her thoughts on if the Democrats are going to move at all. What is their priority right now? If they're not going to fund DHS, are we concerned about what might happen in the homeland if it is not safe and securely funded? Abigail Jackson in the White House at 1:30. Back in a minute. Home Shield Foundation Repairs with an S.com. 314-271-9900. 314-271-9900. I encourage you to give Matt Hayes a call. Rain coming in fast and furious yesterday. That was a wild ride. You know, one of those St. Louis Four Seasons one day experiences this past Sunday here. If you got rain coming in your house and it's moving into your basement, you've got a big problem. And the problem's never going to fix itself. It only is going to get worse. So get somebody out there who you can trust to fix it once and for all. That basement waterproofing process that Home Shield Foundation Repair is so known for, it comes with a lifetime warranty. So when you hire Matt Hayes and his top-notch crew to come waterproof your basement to fix your specific unique needs, when he's going to come visit and he's going to look at what you're dealing with, you're relying on somebody who has a tested, tried and true way of getting the job done right the first time and backing it up with that lifetime warranty. 314-271-9900, HomeShieldFoundationRepairs.com.
St. Louis, laugh it up with Jimmy Fallon live at the Factory on Saturday, April 11th. From national radio to sold-out comedy clubs, Jimmy delivers fast, fearless stand-up that hits home.
The only ones raising tough kids anymore. The redneck babies are going to take on ISIS. The hipster babies are going to battle the evil forces of gluten. You know what I'm saying?
Grab your friends and get ready for a night of laughs. One show, one night only. Don't miss Jimmy Fallon, April 11th at the Factory. Get your tickets now at thefactorystl.com. That's thefactorystl.com.
This is State Representative Charlie Meyer. Southern Illinois is a special place. The farms, the families, our way of life. That's what I'm fighting for in Springfield, standing with Trump, fighting for lower taxes, supporting our farms, and protecting life in our Second Amendments. My family has lived in Southern Illinois for 6 generations. I won't stop fighting for the place I love. I'm Charlie Meyer, and I'm honored to earn your vote on March 17th. Paid for by Citizens for Charlie Meyer.
Rhino Shield is engineered to outlast paint by a lot, backed with our 25-year transferable warranty. Paint a house, shield a home. We do brick, block, stucco, asbestos, steel, aluminum, cedar, and more. We are the only coating company selected by Disney, This Old House, and 3 times on HGTV's Curb Appeal, where all 3 episodes concentrate on unpainted brick. If you maintain or own a business with a tired-looking building, you owe it to yourself to look at Rhino Shield and our beautifully durable color schemes. Evaluations are free. We're making buildings pop and be noticed again, from Champaign to the Lake of the Ozarks, exceeding expectations every day with our products, people, and performance. Now is the time to call 877-25-RHINO, 877-25-RHINO, or go to 877-25rhino.com and see how honest and transparent we really are. Tell them, ladies.
Don't paint, don't Rhino, go Rhino Shield. Never paint your house again. Rhino Shield.
Hair Volume from New Nordic will make your hair look thick and healthy. Available as a tablet or delicious gummy. Hair Volume is available online at Amazon and NewNordicUSA.com or in the hair care aisle at your local CVS.
The Annie Fry Show is St. Louis conservative.
Welcome back to the Annie Fry Show. So that YouTube live chat poll for today, when should adult children move out of the home? You guys know I have a 16-year-old. I had to take him to an athletic physical this morning. And one thing I try to do with my two oldest, the teenagers, one thing I'm trying really hard to do is put them in a position where they're handling their own stuff. So, they're still minors. So I still have to go attend to a lot of things or maybe sit there and sign a document. But when it comes to going to the doctor, if your child is of a particular age, there are a lot of questions that the child can answer of the doctor that mom, dad doesn't have to answer for them. And I've always tried to encourage them to be comfortable, chin up, speak out. Simple thing that you can start doing that with that we did was ordering food at a restaurant. So my Molly, she's my fourth kid. She's 4 years old. Molly would go in Applebee's. She will order her own food. She can, and it's like, look at the waitress and tell her what you want. You got to speak up and speak clearly so she brings you the right food. Make sure you say please. And the kids get a kick out of that. They're in a position where they get an opportunity to do something like that. And they actually really love to do it, but you got to encourage them to take those steps themselves. It feels a little bit different when you're asking, you're telling your 4-year-old they're going to do this and they're asking for a corn dog and yogurt with strawberries from the Applebee's waitress. And when you're sitting at 16 years old, the child is 16 and you're in a doctor's office and they've got to answer some questions. And it's just really, it's hard to push the kiddos and say, you need to handle this yourself. I'm here. If you have any questions, let me know. But now that he's 16, it's just a lot more like, can you do this without any of my help? When the doctor talks to you, asks you questions. Kids today are not encouraged to have conversations with one another in a peer-to-peer way, but also with adults. They just don't have that personable connection because they're so technology focused. I saw somebody posted, it was Alex Clark. I remember seeing this, and she posted this thing on X, and it was being, saying like, families used to traverse the country in a stagecoach without any screens or tablets at all, and now people can't get through a dinner in a restaurant without getting out 3 and 4 devices. And she didn't have kids. And when a lot of the comments were like, I don't think that like what happened with that family that day or why those tablets are being implemented. And sometimes it's appropriate. Most of the times it's not. But there's a lot of pushing and judging that takes place about how other people raise their kids. One of the biggest markers of that to me is, generally speaking, the idea of like, oh, do you live in your parents' basement? That's an insult. Nobody ever says, do you live in your parents' basement? And is like, that's not a flattering thing anytime that type of assessment and assertion is offered up. But let me ask you a question. If you have a 21-year-old who is moving through life and moving through school and working a job and getting a degree or earning a career and maybe a trade or something, and you have the capacity to let them live at your home, isn't that kind of the way it actually used to be? That the idea of kicking kids out of the house at 18 years old so they can go be independent and financially support yourself and let the parents go on with their lives without having to manage a home that still has adult children in it. Is that the way it used to be compared to the way it is right now? I think it's an interesting cultural point that Matt Walsh made in the X post that I read earlier in the show, and I'll read it again here and a little bit later in the show, suggesting that now as a parent he sees things entirely differently. Text us at 314-241-9797. Your thoughts on when should adult children move out of the home? At 18 years old, when financially independent, when getting married, or not necessarily ever? think it's a cool time to be having that discussion. And it's certainly one that I've been thinking a lot about in the last few years as my son is 16 years old and moving through time so incredibly quickly. We'll break real quick here. Abigail Jackson will be with us when we come back, White House Deputy Press Secretary. We're going to ask what the White House position is on the standoff between Democrats and Republicans on Capitol Hill. DHS has not been funded. And with our discussion with Chad Pergram earlier in the show, I said, who's leading negotiations here? He said, nobody. There's no talks. Well, if there's no talks and the Department of Homeland Security is not funded, how long could this go? And how long is the White House willing to sit by and just not get involved in a way that might push it in a direction where it gets solved? Abigail Jackson, White House Deputy Press Secretary, on the Annie Fry Show in just a minute. Air Comfort Service, they understand what March is like in St. Louis. All the things, all the seasons, all the temperatures, sometimes all in one day. 314-513-0091. That's the number to call Air Comfort Service directly. If you're using your heat and your AC in the same day and neither one of them is working great, you need to become a preferred partner plan member with Air Comfort Service. You get regularly scheduled heating and cooling system checks. They're going to check the entire system twice a year so that you're going to stay ahead of any costly repairs that might come down on you. You get discounts on diagnostic calls and repairs as well. You get discounts on new equipment also. Plus, you're going to enjoy priority service. So like yesterday when it was high 70s and low 20s in the same day here in St. Louis, yes, it's crazy. If things are not working right and you need to put a phone call in to 314-513-0091, Air Comfort Service, they are there ready to take your phone call. And with that preferred plan, partner plan subscription, you go right to the front. aircomfortservice.com.
Hi, I'm Bob Kershaw with Retirement Advisory Group.
Hi, I'm Tammy Kershaw. When we meet our clients for the first time, they have built up a lifetime of savings. Their question is, what can we do with this money so we can live comfortably the rest of our lives? First, we develop a strategy to protect your nest egg from any market losses. Then we build your own personalized structured income plan that will generate you an income the rest of your life. We put you in control of your money.
You've earned it, and it's our job to make sure you enjoy it. Let our team show you how you can have the retirement of your dreams. Call us now at 314-993-9494 for a no-cost, no-obligation retirement review. You will also get a copy of our latest edition book, Your Key to a Worry-Free Retirement. We've been helping retirees and pre-retirees retire with confidence for 40 years. Call us now at 314-993-9494 or go online at retirementkey.com. That's retirementkey.com.
Built on backbone, not buzzwords. 97.1 FM Talk, St. Louis Conservative.
First of all, it's not going to last for months. President Trump's team has briefed us that it's going to be 4 to 6 weeks, beginning 2 weeks ago, and that we're ahead of schedule. And so, second, if it did last for a long time, it wouldn't really do a lot of harm to the U.S. economy. Now, certainly there'd be pocketbook issues that we'd have to address, but the bottom line is that the U.S. produces so much oil that you can't really get GDP to go negative with an oil shock the way you could in the 70s. So we're in a very strong position, but it's really heightens the strength by the fact that we've got a productivity boom from artificial intelligence, we've got a capital spending boom because of the big, beautiful bill, and we've got incomes growing the fastest we've seen since back around 2018. And so all the fundamentals of our economy are really, really strong. If Iran thinks that they're going to get President Trump to back down because they're going to make our economy weak, then they just don't understand economics.
Yeah, Kevin Hassett there speaking about the current situation with the economy, giving it a lot of very positive markers, economically speaking, overall. A lot of us are watching gas prices go up, but as we just discussed, A lot of people understand that. A lot of people get the idea that we're trying to do something with a definitive result in Iran, and there's going to be a short-term pain for that, a definite long-term gain. Now, when you look at other things that are taking place in Washington, D.C., take, for instance, the lack of funding for the Department of Homeland Security while these things are taking place, and you look at the Democrat Party and go, what do you really need out of this? What are you getting out of this? And then you ask yourself, what are the stakes of them not getting the Department of Homeland Security funded? We've got a lot of questions that we want answers to. We want to get the White House's reaction to that. Abigail Jackson joins us once again, White House Deputy Press Secretary. Abigail, thank you for the time once again today. It's good to have you back.
Yeah, thanks for having me. Glad to be here.
Of course. You know, the Department of Homeland Security remains unfunded. A lot of people, there are minor inconveniences, major inconveniences, but also, I think, incredible risks with what the Democrats are pushing through, stopping everything in Congress right now to get that Department of Homeland Security funded. What are the White House's concerns regarding the Democrats' decision to hold up funding for the Department of Homeland Security?
I think you are exactly right. And the American people are really just starting to see a lot of the impacts of the unfunded Department of Homeland Security that have now reached a boiling point because Democrats have decided to shut the agency down. We are seeing very, very long lines at the airport, which is impacting Americans' travel plans. TSA officers are not getting paid, but it's so much bigger than that. On Friday, 100,000 DHS workers did not get paid. They missed their first full paycheck as a result of the Democrat shutdown. And yes, this includes TSA employees, but it also includes thousands of employees working in critical roles to keep Americans safe. FEMA employees, CISA employees, and more. These patriotic Americans are working without pay because the Democrats have decided to take some sort of political stand, and it's only hurting the American people.
Abigail Jackson with the White House speaking with us right now. I know that there have been demands made by the Democrats, such as body cameras for ICE agents, and my understanding is that the Republican side of the aisle was like, we can work with you on that. Are there concessions that are being made or have been made on the Republicans to meet in good faith negotiation over this particular issue?
Well, look, as you and your listeners know, there is no one better at making a deal than President Donald J. Trump. I wouldn't get ahead of him on any potential deals that he might be making. But all that to say is that the president is a good faith actor. He wants to have conversations with Democrats about how we can get the Department of Homeland Security back open and make it best serve the American people. He has said that from the beginning. He continues to believe that, and we haven't changed our position. What we want is for the Democrats to have good faith conversations about reopening the department, and unfortunately, they've chosen to keep it shuttered.
What kind of demands do you hear that the Democrats are making? Because sometimes it seems as though they move the goalposts a little bit. There's been staff changes with the Department of Homeland Security, certainly. There have been some thoughts in agreement from the Republican side of the aisle on how ICE operates. And we've got a hearing this Wednesday for the new DHS secretary in the Senate. What would satisfy these Democrats?
I think that's a great point that you bring up. And when you listen to Democrats on Capitol Hill talk about why they have shut down the Department of Homeland Security, none of them can clearly articulate why this decision makes sense. They're all singing a different tune. One day it's repeating lies about the patriotic men and women of ICE who are keeping Americans safe by getting dangerous criminal illegal aliens off the street. And the next day they've decided it's something else entirely. So that's the big issue here, is that the Democrats are choosing to play political games. They can't clearly articulate why they've done it, and the American people are the ones who are victims of it.
White House Deputy Press Secretary Abigail Jackson speaking with us here on the Annie Frey Show right now. Obviously, there is quite a conflict in Iran right now. The United States, under the Commander-in-Chief's orders, have worked very hard to take out the military capacity of what Iran can do to the death to America threats that they have made. And in the homeland right now, I am looking around going, I could see how there'd be a heightened risk right now for something to take place. We've had tornadoes in Kankakee, Illinois. I live across the river in Illinois, and you know, FEMA needs to be active and responsive. We've got the Coast Guard that needs to be prepared and ready to help at any given time. And the Democrats have seemed to prioritize their needs here with managing or eliminating ICE over all of those particular situations that could develop here domestically. Do you have concerns? Does the White House have concerns that the homeland isn't secure right now while it is unfunded?
Well, what I can tell you is that our team and teams at the Department of Homeland Security and all across the government are working very, very closely to keep the homeland secure. At DHS, that looks like lots of workers working without a paycheck and, putting that aside to continue showing up and keeping the homeland safe. But what I can tell you and your listeners is that the entire government is working closely together, even those who are missing paychecks, who are not getting paid, to keep the American people safe.
Well, Abigail Jackson, grateful for your time this afternoon to be able to reach out and speak with the White House. It's a great opportunity for us to do that. We're grateful that you were able to come talk to us this afternoon.
Of course. Talk to you guys soon.
Take care. Bye-bye. Abigail Jackson is the White House Deputy Press Secretary. You can follow her on X at ATJackson47 and get her reaction there to the Democrats who have not shown up to fund DHS. There's no demands that they're making right now that are even actually part of what the funding of DHS involves. They're kind of holding something hostage over here on one side of the aisle because they want to completely change policy over there. And as we have discussed, stakes are high. Let's take a break. We'll get Ryan back in studio here in just a moment. Stick around for 2:18. Ethan Sports and Local get a WBC update, maybe a little March Madness discussion as well. Lots to come here on the Annie Fry Show. A reminder, you can stream us anywhere, anytime on the Odyssey app, AUDACY. You download that app, find 97.1 FM Talk, and stream the station anywhere you go at any time. You can also follow the Annie Fry Show, FREY, on the Odyssey app as well. Back in a minute.
This is attorney Todd Nissenholz of Kaufman Townsley, and here's one of our clients.
The team at Kaufman Townsley really goes above and beyond to take care of their clients and secure them the justice they deserve.
Injured? Call 314-777-7777.
The Illinois primary. This is where your vote matters more than ever because it's where turnout determines which candidate gets to the ballot in November. Vote this Tuesday. It's for our Illinois residents at 97.1 FM Talk. Visit 971talk.com/events to find where to vote near you.
When's the last time you gave your home's exterior a little love? Hi, it's Kim, and if your siding is cracking, it's fading, or just doesn't stand up to our St. Louis weather, it's time to call Lakeside Renovation and Design because they're experts in James Hardy siding, which is this durable, low-maintenance option, and it looks beautiful. Plus, you have customizable colors and textures, and so you can give your home a completely new look while protecting it for decades. Don't wait until the small problems turn into big ones. Visit lakesidearty.com to schedule your free consultation.
Working hard but still falling behind? Learn how real estate investing can help you build income and move forward with purpose. Text RADIO to 88007. That's RADIO to 88007. Presented by Lifestyles Unlimited.
This is Madison County Clerk Linda Andreas. I believe in protecting our elections because every legal vote matters. I fully support the SAVE Act, which requires photo ID in our elections, and I am proud to be endorsed by all of our countywide Republican elected officials. I'm asking for your vote in the March 17th Republican primary.
Paid for by Citizens for Andreas.
Men. Need a clinic that accepts all insurance, including Medicare? U.S. Men's Medical Center in St. Peters does. U.S. Men's helps men experiencing loss of energy, focus, concentration, and low libido. And they accept all insurance, even Medicare, for testosterone replacement therapy. Patients love the staff and the fact that, yes, I'm going to say it again, they accept all insurance, including Medicare. Feel better? Call U.S. Men's Medical Center at 636-244-5333.
You can feel the Clydesdales circling the field. Hear the stands come alive. Smell the hot dogs, the popcorn, and cold beer in the air. See the crowd rise as the first pitch hits the glove. And just like that, a new season begins. The countdown is on until opening day, and tickets start at just $49. Don't miss St. Louis's favorite holiday. Get your tickets at cardinals.com/opening day.
Swings, and it's a high fly ball. That's hit deep. It's a gunner! It's a gunner! And a game winner!
Start the season in style. On Saturday, March 28th, the Cardinals welcome the Tampa Bay Rays for a spring showdown downtown. That day, you can score a lightweight Cardinals pullover, a navy blue look built for early season nights, and easy everyday wear. Comfortable, classic, and ready for cool evenings at the ballpark. It's a layer you'll reach for all season long. Get tickets and details at cardinals.com/promotions.
This is Congressman Bob Onder. Tax season is here, and Missouri families are already seeing the real impact of the Working Families Tax Cut Act. House Republicans are delivering real results for hardworking Missourians. According to the Council of Economic Advisors, the bill is projected to raise wages in Missouri by about $3,000 to $6,000 over the next 4 years. That's more money for groceries, gas, and greater security for your family's future. In Congress, I'm working to protect working families, strengthen our economy, and ensure you are keeping more of your hard-earned money.
Paid for by official funds authorized by the House of Representatives.
Beat the spring rush and call Zero Res today. Mark Cox here. Springing forward feels better on freshly cleaned carpets and floors. Let Zero Res remove that lingering grime and get your home ready for the brighter days ahead. Right now, this month, buy one, get one room of carpet clean free. Unlimited rooms of carpet when you ask for the 97.1 special. Call 314-474-2020 or go online at ZeroResSTL.com. Spell it backward or forward. It spells the same. Zero Res.
The question we're asking you in the show today is, when should adult children move out of the home? And your options are 18 years old, when financially independent, when getting married, or not necessarily ever. And we're doing this in light of the Matt Walsh tweet where he references that this isn't necessarily about mooching. This is just about when you'd like to if they aren't that. A couple comments here from our stream. It says, Dale says, I moved out at 18 and my parents were upset. And then G-Wibs says, moving out depends on circumstances. Help your kids as much as needed, but not forever. At some point, they need to accept adulting. A lot of comments on this, and of course, you can send one into the text line too as I monitor that. 314-241-9797. It is 1:44. This time check is sponsored by Jerry Kelly Heating, Air Conditioning, Electrical, and Plumbing.
It's time for a $98 AC tune-up.
This is the Annie Fry Show on 97.1 FM Talk, St. Louis Conservative.
Welcome back to the Annie Fry Show. Ryan just read the poll for you today, and I'll just refresh. You remember I read this at like an hour ago. Matt Walsh said on Twitter yesterday, and it's gotten quite a lot of reaction. It's got over almost 4 million views since he posted it yesterday. He said, I used to be entirely in the camp that said you should kick your kids out at 18 and force them to live independently and make their own way in the world. I don't feel that way at all anymore. I want my kids to live with us until they get married. Even after they're married, if they want to live on our property or close by, my wife and I would love that. The important thing is to teach your kids responsibility, which we're doing. They need to contribute and help around the house, which all of our kids do from a very young age. Provided you aren't raising ungrateful, useless moochers, why kick them out? Why drive them away from your family home? I don't see the point in it anymore. I actually like my kids, and I like being around them. Maybe they'll all end up scattered to the wind, but I'd prefer to keep the family together. Why wouldn't I? I'm going to unblock the phones. Don't always take phone calls on poll questions, but I want to do it today just to see if anybody has any thoughts on, would you do it differently? Maybe you let them stay at home and you wished you would have bounced them out of the house sooner. But I do feel as though we've kind of had an ebb and flow on what the idea of independence is, and the idea of not living at home and living on your own independently when you can't sustain it is not actually like a full independence in my view. So how long do you live at home?
I moved out for the latter part of college, then moved back home, got a full-time job, and still lived at home until 2005, so I would have been 24.
So you lived out of the home for college?
For 2 years of college.
For 2 years of college.
Yeah.
314-241-9797. 314-241-9797. Was it important for you? Were those years that you lived away, like, was that formative and important?
Yeah, it was good. And then I also realized how smart it would be to live at home a little longer until I was making any money. And then I got a job where I was making, not a lot, but a little bit. And I was able to save up and buy my house, which is what I did. So I never rented other than in college.
How old were you when you lived out? But you said you came back at 24?
No, I moved back out at 24. So this was 2005.
So what ages, people are calling in, 314-241-9797. What ages, like what were you when you moved out and when you moved back?
So I would have been 18-ish when I moved out for college, back in at about 21.
So right away.
From 21 to 24, I lived at home, moved out again. So, yeah.
Did you enjoy living on your own?
Yeah, I did, more than I thought I would. I really liked it, and then I got a little bit of a taste for it, and then realized financially, okay, I'd love to do that, but I'm not going to do it just to do it.
Would you have, you could have saved more money, I'm sure, if you would have just lived at home the whole time. I know that you went to SIUC.
That's why I had to move out.
But, I mean, you could have gone to SIUE or another college around here and stayed at home the whole time. Do you feel like you would have missed out on what the detachment offered you from 18 to 21?
Yes. Yes, I do.
What'd you get out of it?
A lot of friends, a lot of networking. I was a communications major, which is notoriously worthless. other than the people.
Did you get a degree
in
communications?
Yes, ultimately I did.
I think I would like to survey the people working in this building and find out how many people actually saw the communications degree all the way to the end. It might be the case that a lot of people here have communications degrees, but I went to school with a lot of people who have communications degrees, like my husband, who's a teacher.
Oh, yeah.
It's like, that didn't.
I think about 9 out of 10 people that I went to college with did not end up in communications.
Yeah, you didn't have to do that. And we probably didn't have to do that to be here either.
Right.
Right place, right time, hard work.
Right.
So what did you learn from 18 to 21 when you were apart?
Well, just that my time was whatever I wanted it to be. That was a huge wake up, that I didn't have to be a part of anybody else's schedule. I could make my own schedule. And sometimes that meant doing things in the middle of the night, which you do when you're in college. Nothing nefarious.
Get wasted?
No, not really. Just staying up all night. I was with a lot of film kids.
Yeah.
So we were doing a lot of creative stuff.
Yeah.
Sometimes we were doing shoots, just for fun. It was a lot of fun.
Some people do shots, some people do shoots.
Shoots, yeah. Depends on how you take that word.
314-241-9797. Roger, thanks for calling the Annie Fry Show. You can turn the radio down because you're on it now. What do you think about this question? When should adult children move out of the home?
Yeah, well, hey, I just want to say hi to you too, Annie. I met you a few months ago. I met your kids. I'm the guy that gave your kids a bunch of pencils and other propaganda from my company.
Oh, yeah.
If you recall.
I appreciate that.
How you doing?
Good, doing
well.
Yeah,
you're welcome. Yeah, I'm all for it. I got a daughter that's in theater, and she's on and off contracts here and there, so she can stay with us anytime she wants. And my son's in college right now, so we're not really dealing with him other than just coming back on holidays and long weekends. But you know what? I like to give my kids more than I got, and that was never an opportunity for me, nor I think at the time would I have wanted it to be. I joined the Army young and been out of the nest ever since. So
yeah, I mean, I think you're kind of nailing down on what I feel like a lot of people our age are dealing with, which was they kind of kick them out of the nest and hopefully it taught them to fly. And if you didn't, well, they'll figure out how to handle it from there. You have a different opinion based on what you experienced as a kid and how you want to provide for your kid.
That's it. Yeah, exactly. And the other thing is, I mean, just look at the numbers. I mean, how much does it cost to get a house now? And I mean, no kid's going to have that, starting off, so.
Roger, thank you for the phone call and thanks for listening. Appreciate it. Yeah, what you got?
A really good text here.
314-241-9797, 314-241-9797 to call us or to text us.
This is about this person's daughter. He paints a picture of who she is. Our daughter graduated from college summa cum laude, and then we encouraged her to live at home until she gets a really good job that supports her living expenses and her college debts. We want her to have the best start of her independent life that's possible. Very wise.
Yeah.
Management.
314-241-9797. Rick, thanks for calling the Annie Fry Show. When should adult children move out of the home?
Well, I think the question, you're doing the cart before the horse, or vice versa. it starts actually before that. You have to stay on top of your kids through high school and college and make sure they get the right curriculum and the right courses, waste as little as, courses as they can, and explain to them there's a difference between a hobby and partying and getting the correct curriculum so they're going to be successful and going to be able to make an income and live on their own. I was very strict with both my boys, made sure that they made those choices. I did tell them if they after college, if they weren't happy in their career choices that we helped them with through college, that I would help them in their hobby. In other words, if they said I want to be a music, I want to get a 4-year degree in music. Well, unfortunately, that's very hard to make a living in, or sociology or psychology, unless you get multiple years after that. So I made both my boys go in the medical field, and they both are doing very, very well now. They got out we helped them for maybe 2 years, because if you baby them too much.
Are you talking about giving them money? Or are you talking about, did they stay at home and did they?
Nope. We let them stay at home, but they had to have jobs, and we'd help them with getting and making sure they had transportation and the proper insurance and go help them set goals and timelines. Because if you don't, I tell everybody, if there's any problem with your children, 9 times out of 10, it's poor parenting, almost every time.
Rick, thank you for the phone call and for listening to the show and for sharing your story there. 314-241-9797. If you want to call us or text us. You got another text you want to read here?
I do.
Go for it.
It says, tough poll question. I don't believe there is any one answer, definitely a case-by-case basis. Moving out depends on a lot. It's not like it was in the 80s. Financially independent, if possible, is what this person is saying. Rent, housing costs, and location all play a part.
What do you think about what Rick said there as far as being, I'm going to use it, but not in a pejorative way, a micromanager of what they're doing with their time? Obviously, in high school, you're still legally responsible for them. One thing Rick said is he made them go into the medical field. Maybe what that meant was he funded it, so there was no reason, like maybe if they wanted to do that, but the financial burden is pretty significant if you're going to go into the medical field. I do like the way Rick distinguished the difference between a job and a hobby.
I don't know how to answer that question because I don't know his kids, what's their relationship like. I can tell you that as I'm seeing my kids start to develop into what I think they're going to be as adults, it's not quite there. They're 11 years old, but you can see their interests, their hobbies, what they like, what they're good at. I have really started to pray and just ask, what is my role here? How do I help them shape that? Mm-hmm. Because I don't know the answer. That's part of the scariness of being a parent is I don't really know what I'm supposed to do, but I do want to help guide them. And how much guide rail should I put on it? A lot? Or not as much? I don't know. I guess it'll depend on once we get there.
You're in prayer about it, so I think that's what you need to be doing.
I guess.
I probably should pray more for that. I pray about the Mr. or the Mrs. that's on the other end of this whole thing.
I'm sure my wife prays about that a lot, too.
Yeah. Brad, what about you? How long did you live at home?
I lived at home until I was 24. I moved out whenever my wife and I got married.
So you stayed at your when, well, what you did was when you getting married.
Yeah, that's what I did. I mean, my plan was to move out whenever I was financially stable enough to do it myself. I was in college at the time. I went locally to SWIC and then later on to MOBAP. But I didn't spend a lot of time, I'd be honest, though, whenever I look at this poll, I think you really need to pay attention to your relationships with your kids and your parents, because my dad and mine relationship was really bad until I moved out, and then we got better. But there was a lot of tension there, and that's something that I think y'all need to consider whenever you do this.
All right, let's take a quick break. The YouTube live chat poll, if you want to vote on it or text us, you can text us at 314-241-9797, 314-241-9797. When should adult children move out of the home? When they're 18, when they're financially independent, when getting married, or not necessarily ever? We'll talk about that a little bit here around the corner. Ethan Sports and Local in about 20 minutes. Don't go away.
A caregiver, this message is important.
Care at home is personal. That's why you may not want a stranger in your home to take care of you. You want someone who already knows you and your daily routines. With Freedom Care, you choose a trusted family member, a friend, or a neighbor. They will get paid after every shift to care for you, and it's 100% free to you. More than 70,000 people have already joined the Freedom Care family. Call your local Freedom Care. They'll check your Medicaid eligibility. Don't wait until a stranger shows up at your door. If you have Medicaid and need help at home, this care is available 100% free to you. Call Freedom Care now to see if you qualify. 314-343-1362. 314-343-1362. That's 314-343-1362.
Freedom Care, we're here for you.
Stuart's American Mortgage, that bagel loan guy, he's ready to take your phone call and help you really secure the best position you can with your mortgage. Brand new mortgage on a new home purchase? How exciting. Don't forget this step in the process. I know that you're thinking about windows replacements or what kind of furniture you might put in a room when you're looking for a new home. But also, this is like a huge, huge part of the process. Where are you going to get your mortgage from? If you don't go to Stewie's, then you're not going to get the bagel loan because the bagel loan's only available at Stuart's American Mortgage. Why choose the bagel loan at Stuart's American Mortgage? Well, because the bagel loan comes with $0, no dollars, no closing costs, no fees. You don't have to pay to close out that loan, which can save you thousands of dollars when you're moving through that process. So call my friend Stewie. I've refied twice with the bagel loan, and the answer there is true. There were no closing costs, didn't have to pay them. Call or text at 314-324-4440. You can Google the bagel loan, NMLS number 226715.
License number GL250000615.
Hey, it's good to see you.
Home power used to be simple. Now the car plugs in, the scooter plugs in, the space heater plugs in, and your electric panel starts popping.
That sounds bad, but I like popcorn.
Popcorn is great, sparks are not. Call Grasser. We'll upgrade your panel so you can run it all.
Electric and plumbing, the Grasser way.
Green is always Grasser at GrasserHomeservices.com.
If you or someone you know suffered any injuries involving a deployed airbag, you could be entitled to compensation. Morgan & Morgan has already recovered millions. Get America's largest injury law firm fighting for you.
Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
Hey, it's Mark Reardon. If you're nearing retirement or already retired, call my friends Thomas Helbig and Bob Kershaw with the Retirement Advisory Group. They'll show you how linking to the market is much safer than owning the market for your retirement savings. They're the official financial advisors of my show. Go to retirementkey.com.
KFTK FM Florissant from the Kaufman Townsley St. Louis's Injury Lawyers Studio. Call 314-777-7777.
That's 314-777-7777. Reassurance from the president. I'm Lisa Brady, Fox News, as oil and gas prices rise while the U.S. and Israel target Iran.
I can tell you that when this is over, oil prices are going to go down very, very rapidly. So is inflation, so is everything else.
It's week 3 of Operation Epic Fury.
But frankly, much more important than short-term or even long-term oil prices, you can't let the most violent, vicious country in the last 50 years have a nuclear weapon.
President Trump is pressing other countries to help oil tankers get through the Strait of Hormuz, while also insisting the U.S. military doesn't need help. He also says some allies are ready to help, but others have had a disappointing reaction. British Prime Minister Keir Starmer has said he won't let Britain be drawn into a wider war with Iran. A key member of the president's team has cancer.
White House Chief of Staff Susie Wiles says she has now joined the ranks of the 1 in 8 women in the United States facing a breast cancer diagnosis. The cancer is described as early stage, and Wiles plans to continue working throughout treatment.
And she's going to be in great shape. The prognosis there is excellent, beyond excellent.
President Trump calls Wiles one of the strongest people he knows. Wiles sat next to President Trump at a meeting of the Trump Kennedy Center board.
Fox's Jared Halpern at the White House. A deadlock continues in Congress on Homeland Security funding.
There is no movement to end the shutdown. Security lines are growing. Terrorism fears are mounting. Republicans are blaming Democrats for not funding DHS and warning that they're responsible if something bad happens.
Fox's Chad Pergram. Democrats who want immigration enforcement reforms say Republicans should support splitting ICE and CPB funding from other DHS agencies. America is listening to Fox News.
2 words: prostate exam. Did your butt just clench? Relax. Screening starts with a simple, finger-free blood test. Around 1 in 8 men in the United States will be diagnosed with prostate cancer in their lifetime. But don't clench. Prostate cancer can have over a 99% 5-year relative survival rate when caught at a localized or regional stage. If you're 40 or older and have a prostate, visit RelaxIt'sABloodTest.com to see if a PSA blood test is right for you. Talk to your doctor about screening and next steps. Sponsored by Novartis.
LifeLock, how can I help?
The IRS said I filed my return,
But I haven't.
1 in 4 tax-paying Americans has paid the price of identity fraud.
What do I do?
My refund, though.
I'm freaking out.
Don't worry, I can fix this.
LifeLock fixes identity theft guaranteed and gets your money back with up to $3 million in coverage.
I'm so relieved.
No problem. I'll be with you every step of the way.
1 in 4 was a fraud-paying American. Not anymore. Save up to 40% your first year with promo code NEWS at LifeLock.com. Terms apply.
Air Comfort Service, heating, cooling, and insulation. Weather.
Certainly a bundle-up afternoon. It's more like the middle of winter. Some wind-blown snow flurries, wind gusts of 40-plus miles per hour, and only 28 for the high. Wind chills in the single numbers. Tonight, clear skies. The winds go light, but man, does the temperature drop. 14 for the overnight low. Tuesday, sunny and 37. Little light rain, a little light snow around Tuesday night, but no big deal. This is 97.1 FM Talk. Chief Meteorologist Dave Murray.
The Annie Fry Show is sponsored by Air Comfort Service Heating, Cooling, and Insulation. Air Comfort Service is hiring licensed journeymen. Don't have a journeyman license? Air Comfort Service will help you get it. Get guaranteed hours year-round and more. Apply online at aircomfortservice.com.
Annie Fry, Ryan Wiggins, Brad Range.
That's us. That's right. Gotta love this American ride. What do you want from me? I'm not America's sweetheart.
For goodness sake, kid. Keep your voice down. Your father's listening to the radio.
I'm not America's sweetheart.
This is the Annie Fry Show on 97.1 FM Talk.
We're asking a lot of you listeners today on the text line, 314-241-9797, the YouTube poll, when should adult children move out of the home? But here's something else I want to know from folks. Have you ever used a vibration plate? Ethan, I don't know if he's coming back in here or not, but he says that they have one of these at home. I talked to you about this a while back, Ryan, that I had gotten one. I was super pumped for it, and I said I was going to bring it in, and you are now standing on my vibration plate at an intensity level of 1.
So this is low.
And it goes up to 99.
See, I don't really sound. I thought this is the first time I've spoken on it.
We're gonna.
I
get
thought
there.
I might sound a little different. Not a lot.
Sing something.
I don't know if I want to.
Brad, have you
It's
ever
just barely
been on a
shaking.
vibration plate before?
No, I've never done it.
The place that I used it the first time was Dr. McCluskey's office in Collinsville. He's a great chiropractor in Collinsville, and I need to go see him again. We moved a refrigerator over the weekend. And
This weekend?
Yes, we had to buy a new refrigerator on Friday night.
That stinks.
It was not part of the plan.
Should have called my Freon guy, but never mind.
Well, it's sitting out in the driveway right now. We had to move. We had it in the garage yesterday. We had the refrigerator in the garage yesterday that we had to move out into the driveway so we could put my son's car in the third bay because the storms were coming in. All this to say that I would go to a chiropractor, Dr. McCluskey, and you would stand on a plate like this for 10 minutes and it loosens up your whole body, and then you can adjust better.
Right now, I would say that anything from the waist down feels like it's looser. My back is compensating by tightening up to make sure I don't fall.
Did it go up at all?
Yeah, a little bit.
It did? I can do it from here?
Well, I guess.
I have the remote in my hand for the vibration plate. It goes up to 99. What's it at right now? Don't fall off.
12?
12? That went up a lot.
Yeah.
All right, let's just get this sucker going here a little bit.
Oh, it's not responding now.
No.
I think you got to walk around the corner. No, it's not doing it. Maybe this is still 1 and I was just in my head.
Maybe you're shaking. How do you feel?
12
is 12 minutes.
Oh, okay, 12 minutes. Okay, now it's going up. 25, 30. Oh, now I can feel the difference. I went from a 1 to a 30 and it goes to 99.
Yeah. Are you on the? Depending on where you put your feet, it's supposed to cause your muscles to like micro contract over and over and over again.
Yeah, I can feel that micro contraction going on for sure in my
hear
sides.
your headphones rattling.
Can you?
When you first stepped on it, it's maybe lifted you about 5 inches higher or whatever.
Uh-huh.
On the YouTube, it lifted it up, and all you could see was like from his crew or his hoodie neck. You could see the neck of the hoodie and like his belly. It's like a weird belly dance thing going on.
I can belly dance, by the way.
So you said that you had been, I think everybody can on that thing.
I can roll it. I used to be able to. I can't anymore.
Well, that's for the after show. Will you do that the next time you do a Mark Cox morning show hit?
Yeah, that'll be tomorrow morning.
Maybe you could get on the Mark Reardon show today. Ryan Recker's hosting. He could let you.
Oh, Recker will let me do anything.
Is that what happens when I'm not here?
Yeah.
Do you like what does it? Are you feeling anything uncomfortable?
Well, it's weird because I'm trying to stay still from the neck up so that I can talk. And so I can feel that my knees are absorbing a lot of this.
Like
now
a chicken.
Now what I want you to do, I want you to like go down
Charleston?
a little bit in a squat.
Ooh.
And see if you can you make the entire lower half be. That's like I will do this in a squat position.
This is uncomfortable.
You can just make yourself engage different muscles. It really has helped my joints. It's also I can hear you going. Feel like you're doing Lamaze breathing.
I'm trying to make my butt tighten up. Just in life, not
it's
right
supposed to help with lymphatic drainage as well, which is something that is I feel like trendy right now, and I want to dabble.
Lymphatics? Oh yeah. Have you ever been to a reflexologist? No? Oh, now you can go to some kookies. And I'm not saying you should, but oh no, here you turn it up. Oh, you up to 60?
I doubled it. Yeah.
Oh man, I can feel that.
Do you feel?
You know what I feel it the most in?
Your hips?
Is my sides.
Your love handles.
Like, yeah,
I know.
love
I've done
handles.
it. Yeah.
I didn't even know I had them, and now I can feel them jiggling.
Well,
I got a little jello over there.
you got to try to contract your muscles and like own it. Brad, you gonna do it?
Yeah. I'll
Next.
do it. Sure.
Why don't you get on there with him? You guys can stand real close.
I don't want to break it.
No, thank you.
I think the
can
weight
just do the
limit
prom pose.
may or may not hold both of you.
There is no way for two people to be on this that is not sexual.
Lovely.
Because it is going to move you together.
I'd be curious if anybody out there has used vibration plates and has any like long-term usage discussions. You can text us at 314-241-9797. I am interested in a lot of the kind of old-fashioned ways to do things. Are you okay? You got a weird-looking grin on your face.
Well, I can just feel
His headphones are rattling.
Everything's rattling. My keys are rattling against my little pill case.
Is that what you call it?
No, because it's metal. Look, it's an Altoids.
I don't want to look. I'm struggling looking at you to begin with, and this was my idea. I got the vibration plate, was so pumped for it, and maybe my fourth thought was, I have to make Ryan do this.
Gosh, I could see really losing some weight on this.
Well,
because I can feel it in my sides.
You have to kind of engage your core. There are a lot of different exercises you can do while you're on it at various levels. You ready to increase in?
Well, I guess we'll have to. I want to see what happens. No, I don't.
When what?
Well, I could definitely feel this, for lack of a better way of putting it, in my groin. And I don't. That's where I stopped because I said I don't really want to see what happens, but I can feel. Oh man! And I'm not talking about that. I don't
want to just like YouTube poll. Let's do something else.
Man.
Oh man, it is all over.
Yeah, I know. It's great, isn't it?
Yeah, but man, my sides are so tight. You know what God is telling me is that I need to lose a little muffin top.
That's what God.
That's what I think. I think that's what's going on right now.
He got on the vibration plate, and God spoke to him.
A message from the Lord.
The thing that Chris says it's going to make Ryan have to poop. That might happen.
That probably will happen.
If he's not here during Ethan's Sports and Local.
You know what? If we hadn't had an interview in the 1 o'clock hour, I probably would have.
I don't. No. See, we don't. I don't really know how to do this.
Because I wasn't here for it, is what I'm saying.
FR2U said, I got one. The idea was to vibrate before bed to help with relaxation. Not been using it much, though. Don't really recognize the benefit. I have noticed that the recommendations that I've seen are at least 30 minutes a day, and it gives it this default time frame on there is 15 minutes. And so what I'll do with my kids, because my older two kids are 13 and 16, and they're very athletic. They're doing sport stuff with a regularity. And I think what this has done for me the most is it's relaxed me and kind of loosened me up a little bit, which is the same reason why you would do it going to the chiropractor. My other two little kids, I don't let get on it because they have open growth plates and stuff like that. So I don't let the little two kids, I let them both stand on it for like maybe 60 seconds at one. And it was just making them go back and forth a little bit. It's not like what you're doing. Are you holding on to the desk?
Oh, no. I might, though, because this thing is maxed out.
Yeah.
And I can feel, let's say, in my upper thighs, I can feel that the skin is trying to separate from the from the muscle. Like, it is, the vibrations are so infinitely small.
Are you okay?
That if I tighten up, it's okay. Like, I don't know if that's the point. Like, when you tighten up, you're actually working those muscles a little bit. But when I loosen up, then I feel like all of my bodily functions are just going to leave. And my skin wants to separate from the muscle, and the muscle doesn't want the bone. Like, it's all these things coming together and shaking it apart in the middle.
Would you say you're enjoying this?
I don't know. It's a sensation.
When I would finish it and step off for the first 5 minutes, I would be super itchy.
Really?
Yeah.
Because of what I said about the skin separating.
No, well, it's not how I would have described it. But it's all of the nerves and everything. Everything is being stimulated. It really increases blood flow.
Okay.
Which helps your body,
I could see that
function
doing it
and turnover and all that.
From about belly button down, I could see that very much happening. From here up, I don't feel much though. So if
you don't feel anything in your heart,
no, nothing. You know what this doesn't do? It doesn't change your soul.
You just heard from God. It sounds like it could.
But does it feel like how when you go to when you go to a water park and you go sit in the wave pool for a little while and the waves are just kind of hitting you, or in the ocean, because that's a natural place where waves happen.
You know how you're at Raging Rivers?
You know how when you're at a park like that and you just keep getting hit and then you step out and for an hour or so afterwards you feel like it's still kind of hitting you? Mm-hmm. Does that happen with this?
Well, you're going to find out in just a couple minutes.
Well, you would already know, though.
I'm accustomed to it, but a little bit. There's a part of your body is like, are we done? I
Okay.
still feel. How many minutes you got left there?
Oh, 3.
3.
Yeah. Ooh, I stepped off and it told me.
Yeah. You need to stay on. All right. Well, let's take a quick break here. Ethan, Sports and Local. When we come back, you can finish the 15-minute session over the break. Don't hold on.
Okay.
You gotta use your own. Don't put your hands in your
I'm
pockets
starting
either.
to itch. What's happened?
Told you.
That's what I'm doing.
Yeah.
Oh, weird.
All right. Ryan's on the vibration plate. I got a Life Pro one. I got compensated in no way to say that, but I'd be open to it if they want to sponsor the show. I love it. See if Ryan liked it. When we come back, he will be done. Ethan will be in here. Don't go away.
This is State Representative Charlie Meyer. Southern Illinois is a special place. The farms, the families, our way of life. That's what I'm fighting for in Springfield, standing with Trump, fighting for lower taxes, supporting our farms, and protecting life in our Second Amendments. My family has lived in Southern Illinois for 6 generations. I won't stop fighting for the place I love. I'm Charlie Meyer, and I'm honored to earn your vote on March 17th. Paid for by Citizens for Charlie Meyer.
Hey guys, Glover here with my very, very good friend, Dr. Kathy Maupin at BioBalanceHealth.com. If you have reached that certain age and you're just not feeling very well and nothing's working the way it used to work, go see Dr. Kathy. She is not only a medical doctor, she is a patient of this bioidentical hormone hormone replacement therapy. It absolutely works. It's a long-term solution. She is an artist when it comes to helping you with your hormones. BioBalanceHealth.com for Dr. Kathy Maupin.
Midwest winters take a real toll on your garage door. Let my friends at Overhead Door Company of St. Louis come out and perform their 26-point tune-up on your garage door and opener. The work is guaranteed, and it's just one price for up to 3 garage doors and openers. No extra charge for evening or Saturday service. Overhead Door Company of St. Louis, since 1926, 100 years. Schedule online at overheaddoorsstlouis.com. That's overheaddoorsstlouis.com.
What if every time you spent money, you saved money too? With Achieve It Checking from Together Credit Union, you can do just that. Every debit card purchase is rounded up to the nearest dollar, and the spare change goes right into your savings. And here's the best part. Together Credit Union boosts your progress by matching qualifying savings, up to $8 a month. It's a free checking account that helps you achieve more automatically. Learn more, or better yet, enroll today at togethercu.org. Together Credit Union. Federally insured by NCUA.
New tax resolution firms are popping up every day with high-paid celebrity endorsers, advertising ridiculous claims in their TV ads. That's why they have the tiny, unreadable disclaimers at the bottom of the screen. Hi, this is Lance Drury with the Lance Drury Law Firm. Our ads never have those ridiculous, fast-talking, tiny disclaimers at the end because, simply put, there are no guarantees when it comes to the IRS and wiping out tax bills. And we don't make promises we can't keep. Of course, there are ways the Lance Drury Law Firm can help resolve your tax debt, but no company can guarantee it will eliminate it. This is why their clients call the Lance Drury Law Firm when those promises don't pan out. If you have tax problems, you have legal problems, call me, Lance Drury in St. Louis, at 314-260-6120 or visit Lance, D-R-U-R-Y, law.com to schedule your free consultation with your local tax resolution law firm.
The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely upon advertisements.
Start the new year off on a healthier note by taking active liver supplements from New Nordic every day. Available online at Amazon or NewNordicUSA.com or at your local CVS, ShopRite, Meijer Grocery, or Wegmans.
Annie Fry is St. Louis conservative.
Hold up. Check it out. Sports and local.
News with Short John Silver.
And
Ethan Sports and Local is sponsored by All Financial.
Beautiful.
That's what I do.
Very well
Make
executed.
things beautiful. Should probably turn this down, shouldn't I?
Amidst the studio undergoing major renovations right now so that other people can use the shake plate.
It's a little bit chaotic. Right now I'm running my own board for my own segment against my own will. It's fine.
You have a vibration plate at home.
I have one in Bethalto home, which is not where I live anymore. I have one at the home of the freaking AD and his wife, aka mom and dad. It is going to be a big week in St. Louis because we have reached March Madness, ladies and gentlemen. This will be a great time to have the dun 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 music. Unfortunately, I don't have that off the top of my head. Forgive me. Get on the microphone, Annie.
Copyright.
Hey, Brad is wobbling. We
Yep,
call
I
in our
am.
house we call it the wobble.
He is waffling. How do you feel,
How's it
Brad?
going, Brad?
It's fine. This is nice. Who gave Ryan the remote?
I did.
Oh,
Wait, you're
Annie,
just- you're not
betrayal.
gonna give
This
him
was
any
not
time to ease into this?
This
No,
was
no.
not part of the agreement.
If you up it, you got to tell us what it is. You got to make sure Brad's okay
It's
with
up to
it.
15 now.
Yeah, I was
So
gonna say I have
one.
2 15s on here, and yes, I
15
feel it in my
minutes?
love handles.
Level 15 it goes up
Right?
to 99.
You're going to feel it more in a minute.
Thanks, Ryan.
Ethan, March Madness, St. Louis, this week, Wednesday, Thursday. No, I lied. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and several teams
Oh, to be
coming
a
into
Mizzou
town,
Tiger.
including the Missouri Tigers, who basically get a home game in
And
the
an
first
underseed.
round.
Oh, I didn't see this.
The Mizzou Tigers are going to be playing
this
in
is cool.
St. Louis on Friday night with tip-off at 9:10 p.m. against the 7 seed, the Miami Hurricanes. So
They're the lower seed.
Wow.
And
if I was
Miami-
Miami, I'd be mad.
Wait, is this Miami, Florida? Or is this Miami, Ohio?
This is Miami, Florida.
Okay.
Here's the funny part. Miami can't really be mad because they just played the college football national championship at their home stadium.
Facts.
6 weeks ago.
Yeah, that's what I meant to say.
Miami.
So
Shut up.
It's kind of funny because if it was any other team in the country, it would be like, you know what, that's fair. But no one cares because they played Indiana in Miami and
Who
they
wins?
still lost.
Who wins?
I don't know. Here's the thing. We were talking earlier about it when I made history, basically, and I got second in the in the country in the bracketology a couple years ago. That year was the least sort of following I had done for college basketball my entire life, up to the point that I started following it. Well, I followed it even less this year. So
you're going to get number one in the nation.
That's kind of what my mindset was going into the year.
Did you plan that out that way?
Yeah, so I'm going to go ahead and say that Mizzou is going to ride out the home crowd, and they're going to win.
Brad's
they're going
up
to
to
beat the Miami Hurricanes. Kevin Wheeler's Miami Hurricanes.
Yeah.
The other games that are going to be occurring in St. Louis on Thursday and Friday include, let's see, the 7-seed Kentucky Wildcats facing off against the 10-seed, the Santa Clara Broncos, the 2-seed Iowa State Cyclones facing off against the 15-seed Tennessee State Tigers, the 2-seed Purdue Boilermakers facing off against the 15-seed Queens Lions as well. Queens Lions. How
Why don't
about
you just
that?
read the whole bracket?
Well, I'm just reading who's playing in St. Louis.
How
right?
rude.
Hey,
bad
this is
about
Ethan's segment.
myself.
What do you think you are, Mister?
He's
really
just kind of
bad
circling
now.
the drain right now. I don't know what he's doing.
Bad. I feel really bad.
What's Brad wobbling at over there?
30.
You bumped him.
I bumped him up to 30.
Yeah.
8
Can you feel
teams.
it?
Can I feel it? I felt it before.
Where do you
bumped
feel
it.
it now?
Everywhere.
Everywhere.
It's like I shake more if I turn to the left and look at Ryan.
Everybody
than
shakes more when they turn to the left.
Than if I.
It's terrifying.
He is shaking a lot over there.
If I get a gravelly voice here,
Yeah.
I sound a little more like RFK.
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know.
Alrighty, that happened. So I will say this. It is pretty exciting. I mean, you look at the teams that are coming to town, and there are some, I mean, those are some pretty solid fan bases. Kentucky and Purdue both going to be here, so it should be really, I imagine there will be big crowds for the games, even excluding the Mizzou game, which I can only imagine is going to be a sellout at the Enterprise Center on Friday night. But yeah, really exciting to see March Madness back in St. Louis. It's been several years since the tournament has made an appearance in the Lou, but it is back. I'm trying to think. So if Mizzou beats Miami, they would play the winner of Purdue and Queen's University of Charlotte. So MIZ. Wow. That coming.
Sorry, I just
that
can't,
coming
guys.
from a few people that live on the Illinois side. Speaking
I.
Mm-hmm.
Next time you say M-I-Z.
Sinai.
MIC.
I-N-I.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good. Oh, let's see. The Illinois Fighting Illini, they had a very disappointing weekend. Fell short against Wisconsin.
The Illinois SLU storyline is very similar.
Please share, Annie.
Losers. But not in March Madness. We are going to win the whole thing. And by we, I mean Illinois. And that is a prayer, not a prediction.
You know what? That's I like the hopeful mindset. Why can I not find Illinois on this freaking bracket?
They're 3-14 and they play Penn.
Wait, there they are. Oh, you know why? It's because on this app the eye is navy. It's not orange, and I was looking for the orange eye. That's so dumb.
Should be orange.
They're playing Penn, University of Penn. If they were to win, they would face off against the winner of 6-11 North Carolina VCU. So that could potentially be a really exciting.
Just wanted to stop and tell you Steve Templeton's on the TV up there. I heard you guys have a big bro crush on him.
My hero. Steve Templeton's my hero. It's my entire friend group's hero. They all absolutely glaze him. They love him.
Glaze.
Illinois and North Carolina, that would be a fun rematch of Once Upon a Time a national championship a few years ago.
Didn't go the right way, but let's just move on.
And the St. Louis Billikens will be facing off against the 9 seed, the Georgia Bulldogs. The Billikens fell just short, 0.3 seconds short of an appearance in the Atlantic 10 Conference Championship. They lost 70-69 against their rivals, the Dayton Flyers, on a tip-in that went in, like I said, with 0.3 seconds left. I don't know if you guys happened to watch the sequence of the final 15 seconds of that game, but it was absolutely insane. Dayton hits a 3 to take the lead by 2. SLU goes down the court. Robbie Avila hits a 3 with 7 seconds left or whatever to take the lead back. And then Dayton travels the court, misses a layup, tipped in for basically a buzzer beater.
Wow.
Defined March
It
right
is
there.
so exciting when that happens and it's your way, and it's devastating when it goes against you. And I'm at the age of 41 where I'm like actively telling myself, none of this matters. Like, you have real things in life that you need to have actual anxiety over to help you make good, strong decisions. None of this matters. But man, I don't know if I'm shifting gears here on you and scooping you, but watching the World Baseball Classic last night, I was thinking, like, this doesn't matter. This doesn't matter for anything.
But it does.
It doesn't.
It matters.
It doesn't.
Yes, it does.
It doesn't.
Do you want to have American pride? Because if
Don't
we
need
lose,
it. Don't
then
need-
I won't have any. It'll all be gone. Gone.
See, now, you were correct in that is a you problem. It's not a me problem.
It's an American
See, what
problem.
he's saying is true. It's that if you don't like sports, you're a globalist.
Oh. You know me. I hate them. I'm also the only one wearing my USA pride here today in the studio.
That's exactly.
I'm supporting the state of Minnesota with my apparel.
Yeah, we all know how much you
What a
love
fancy
everything
guy.
Minnesota. He's
Nice.
always talking about Minnesota, where my politics take root. Go on.
It's Vikings gear for those that are listening and not watching. Yeah,
It's expensive. You run a daycare up there?
Do people know that he graduated from the Leering Center?
Yeah, they do. We've said it. When he wasn't in the room
Love
many
this.
times.
that's why I work here, guys.
Oh! All right, you win.
World Baseball Classic. Team
Yes.
USA heading to the finals. On Tuesday, they will face off against the... It is so hard to focus when Ryan's just pressing that button to go up.
Yeah. How high are we over there?
75.
Brad's up to 75. How many
I feel
minutes
like
left?
a lava lamp.
Do you? Are you okay?
Wow.
Yeah, I'm fine.
That's an
7
interesting
minutes.
description.
I kind of get it.
Yeah.
Woo!
Look at that butterfly.
Let's see.
USA going to the ship.
They will be facing off against the winner of Venezuela and
I said last night, loser
and
gets
Italy.
Maduro.
I think this is...
I said it first, winner gets Maduro, and Jared was like, really? I'm like, no, you're right, loser.
We already got him.
Loser gets Maduro. You get to take him back. Wouldn't that be funny if they, took him in the center field?
A little
at the
bet,
end and be
little
like,
side bet. You know, like when they do the whoever loses gets a beer.
Yeah.
That's the former president of a nation.
Did any of you...
Team or
Italy.
Italy.
So Italy is the only team that has beat Team USA during this tournament, and Team USA will be sending out Nolan McLean, who pitched the first time against Italy. So we'll have to wait and see what happens. Venezuela upset Japan, who won the previous World Baseball Classic. They upset them in the quarterfinals a couple of nights ago.
I saw a tweet that said Shohei Ohtani introduced to something he has not experienced before, failure. And someone retweeted, goes, he played for the Angels. I was like, yeah,
that man has experienced a lot of failure. The best captions used to be like, Shohei Ohtani shines with 4 hits and 2 home runs and Angels 10-4 loss.
Yeah, no kidding.
Those were the best. That's not happening these days very much with the Los Angeles Dodgers. But
Sajasi, he is on Team Italy.
he's on Team Italy. He batted second in their
Are there any other
quarterfinal
Cardinals
game
that
against
played in the World Baseball
Puerto
Classic?
Rico.
There was
Yeah,
another
there's-
Cardinal on Italy, wasn't there?
Yeah, Gordon Graceffo is also playing for Italy. He's a relief pitcher. Has a good chance of making the roster. You'll definitely see him in the majors this year if he doesn't make the opening day roster. Besides that, a lot of
Sajasi
minor
is
league guys.
The guy from the Cardinals who's in the World Baseball Classic this year.
Basically, he's one
You
of
can
the
list
main
a lot
ones,
of-
yeah. not a lot of very notable headline players. Ivan Herrera was supposed to play in it, but he was one of the guys that was affected by the insurance stuff.
What's that?
Well, basically,
moving up.
Some teams weren't willing to cover the insurance stuff
In case someone got
and
injured or
one
something?
of those teams was Puerto Rico, who lost a lot of their star players. Panama was another team as well that was impacted by that. So no Ivan Herrera here in the World Baseball Classic.
Well, if you're looking ways to hedge your bets or emotions based on who wins, if it's Italy, there's a Cardinal connection.
But come on, imagine how awesome it would be if Team USA in the year 2026 We sweep Canada in literally every hockey.
It's the year
they
of the
just beat
Patriot.
them in sled hockey for men's and women's as well. So they went 4-0 in hockey against Canada. And then you beat them in baseball. You win the World Baseball Classic. And then the World Cup is coming here later this year.
USA
Can
gonna
you
win that
imagine?
too?
I mean, they have a chance. I'd say they probably are probably the six to eight highest odds, I imagine. So you never know. They're at home. Who knows what can happen. But can you imagine if they would sweep all of those in 2026? I mean, it would be the year of USA sports.
It's the sesquicentennial squishy thing. I don't know. How do you say it?
You said it.
Bison.
You got it.
Squishentennial?
Semi-sesquicentennial.
It's the centennial.
Yeah, that's what we're going to use in the promos.
250 years. 250 years here of American greatness, you might say. And America is pulling out all the stops.
We have a
I
chance
love
for
it.
this to be the greatest year.
Yeah.
Only if we win in the World Baseball Classic Championship, though.
Yeah,
Otherwise, there's no chance.
Like I said, it doesn't matter.
We beat them in the
good at
quarterfinals
soccer,
also.
though?
No.
Okay, so we should win that easily?
Yeah.
Brian's I don't care what we do.
I'm not
Can we beat
talking
Canada?
I'm not talking specifically about just beating Canada. I'm talking about winning it all. But they have happened to just absolutely go belt to them here in these international tournaments.
All right.
This hasn't been fair.
By the way, Brad is maxed out now
Yep.
here at the end of the segment.
All the way.
How many minutes left there?
3 minutes.
3 minutes left. All right.
You went all the way in one segment. That is unbelievable.
We'll give you a 3-minute commercial break here to give us the reaction to the vibration plate I brought in. I love it. My older kids use it. I don't know that Jared's ever stepped foot on it. He's a wimp. I'm going to tell him you guys did it and pressure him into it. He will not be pressured. I think it's great. Have you used a vibration plate? Text us at 314-241-9797. We'll get Brad and Ryan's reaction to the vibration plate. You guys you're a big fan of it, right, Ethan? You're on it. All right, let's take a quick break. Back in a minute.
Okay, I got some really good news. Well, we do have the 0% a lot. We do have it on our regular products because you will be unbelievably shocked, especially if you call me and I'll give you the straight up scoop on how much money you can actually save by if you spent $20,000 versus $10,000 on a system. The difference could be as little as, I don't know, let's just say, not to exaggerate, 5 cents. So be careful out there and always remember your energy savings is based on your house. It is not based on the equipment. So common sense advice and help and guidance. Again, call me, Bart Inman, one easy number, Missouri and Illinois. The easiest, 314-293-2600. Again, one easy number, Missouri and Illinois, 314-293-2600. Or on the internet, that is bartinman.com. That is Bart with a B, Inman with an I.com. God bless.
Are you looking for a podcast about pro football that doesn't put you to sleep with an avalanche of analytics or insult your fandom with brainless hot takes? Well, hi. I'm Dan Hansis.
And I'm Mark Sessler.
Oh, hi, Mark. And we're the hosts of Heed the Call, the NFL podcast you've been waiting your whole life for.
Heed the Call covers every game, every storyline, everything that matters, and we do it all with a touch of mirth.
Football is fun. Why shouldn't your football podcast be the same?
Follow and listen to Heed the Call NFL podcast wherever you get your podcasts.
When it comes to planning your retirement, there's a lot to think about. Portfolio management, tax planning, and retirement income just to get started. Steve All and his team at the All Financial Group focus on those things and more. Their goal is to help you achieve your goals. Call 636-230-8824 or online, yourmoneymattersstl.com.
Investment advisory products and services made available through Impact Partnership Wealth, LLC, IBW, a registered investment advisor. Insurance and annuities offered through Steve All, NPN number 153-07419.
Wait, Corey from Air Comfort Service? What are you doing in my basement?
Standing behind our work.
It's 9 p.m.
At Air Comfort Service Heating, Cooling, and Installation, we take pride in our work. If you need heating service, no matter the time of day or night, we're here to help with 24/7 emergency service.
So you're just going to stand behind my furnace?
Yeah, pretty much.
Can you hand me those paper towels then?
Absolutely. For heating service or HVAC maintenance, visit aircomfortservice.com. That's aircomfortservice.com.
Conservative outsider Jeannie Evans for U.S. Senate. Evans is a proven fighter and the only candidate for U.S. Senate with guts and know-how to get the job done. As an attorney, she took on China and corporate criminals. Jeannie Evans won billions for working families. As senator, Evans will fight and win for you. She'll work to cut taxes and lower the cost of living. Evans believes that keeping Illinois safe will take more than just wishful thinking. It takes courage, and Jeannie Evans has the record to prove it. Evans will always be tough on crime. She'll hold China accountable for trafficking fentanyl and stealing our personal data. Jeannie Evans puts America first. A proven fighter, conservative outsider Jeannie Evans for U.S. Senate.
I'm Jeannie Evans, Republican candidate for U.S. Senate, and I approve this message.
Paid for by Jeannie for Illinois.
From Fenton to Fairview, 97.1 FM Talk, St. Louis Conservative.
All right, welcome back. Ryan has vibrated on the vibration plate. Brad has done 15 minutes. Ethan?
Oh, I'm vibrating, baby.
He went straight to 99.
It's always an embarrassment when you go through TSA, isn't it?
What?
I don't know what that means.
Never mind.
What do you guys think of the vibration plate? Brad, you got off of it, and Ryan, you did it first.
Well, since you got off of it, go ahead and you say it.
Yeah, I mean, it's super interesting. I've never done anything like that before. You were right about the love handles. It shakes your love handles.
What's up
Holy
with
cow.
that?
Well, your hips don't lie, man. You're standing there, and it's left and right, left and right, left and right. So it's just throwing one hip up, and then the other hip up, and then the other hip, and it just...
Yeah.
Then that vibrates through.
For me, the whole experience was, I would call it kind of an obsession tango, which, Brad just mentioned that his hips don't lie, and so then I did obsession tango.
We are out on the pier of this joke. Have you landed it yet?
No, I haven't. There's more.
Okay.
And now
you got
Ethan,
22 minutes.
What do you think about the plate? In
hips don't lie.
Shakira. No, you can't use the same one as him. You have to say what you think about it in Shakira lyrics or song titles.
Didn't you say something about it feeling like your skin is like separating from your bones or something like that? I'm kind of getting that kind of vibe.
I hope Steve just tuned in right now.
I do not.
Ethan is not on a vibration plate. Ryan is shaking him violently.
Yeah, that's better.
All right. Let us know if you've ever used a vibration plate, if you like it, or have any recommended suggestions for it. 314-241-9797. You can text Ryan and find out. Did you watch Saturday Night Live this weekend?
I usually see it in clips. Sometimes I actually do watch the whole show, though.
I watched it for the first time ever. Well, not ever, but for the first time in forever when we were in Chicago.
Okay.
Not this past weekend, but the weekend
You
before.
watched it live.
Yes. I didn't know it was going to be on, but you don't have access to all the streaming things the way you normally do. So you're like, oh, let's see what's on, quote, TV.
Yeah,
Do you
totally.
know what I'm
When
saying?
you're in a hotel.
So Saturday Night Live was on, and I do if I know the Oscars were on last night. I honestly couldn't care less about them. I talked with Ryan about this before the show, but the people who say dumb things, all publicity is good publicity for them. So I am not giving them any of my time or energy to they got me outraged. But a lot of times it's just, I'm out. I'm not paying attention to it. That's the way Saturday Night Live is for me. But when I'm in a hotel and it's on and I'm laying in bed basically until I fall asleep, I'm thinking to myself, well, I'll give it a shot. Would you say that Saturday, on a scale of 0 to 10 right now, how funny is Saturday Night Live? How funny can they be?
How funny can they be? Well, they can
those
still
are
hit a
different
9.
answers.
Yeah, they can still hit a 9.
What'd
I don't
you
know
say,
that they're
Ethan?
ever.
Those are different answers.
How funny it can be?
And how funny it is.
How funny can it be?
9.
Ethan?
I would say pretty high an 8 or something like that. Were
Brad?
you guys like this, or is this just me?
No,
I
feel like
absolutely think that they could go 9 or even a 10.
What's the average? What's your expectation when you tune in? It's going to be about a what?
6.
Like a 3 or
I was gonna
4.
say, so you're saying funnier than not.
It's really tough. I have a lot of thoughts about this. I'll try to boil them down into saying when they do political humor, it's hit and miss and mostly miss.
Are you going to laugh harder at political humor that makes fun of your side that's good humor, or makes fun of the other side that's good humor?
Well, as long as it's good humor, I don't really care, but I do like it when it makes fun of the other side because I identify with it more.
I I find it, I think, more funny when they make fun of my side in a way, like when it can even make me laugh. I appreciate that more.
Yeah, if they can, if you can do it and do it well.
Well, listen to this. This is an SNL skit. I think it's from this weekend, but it's a Ma Hospital.
Yeah.
Like Maha goes through. It's just like a very well done hospital drama. I mean, this is definitely one of the pre-produced videos, but I think it's super, super funny I can hear you jiggling over there, Ethan. I think it's super funny to pick apart these things that there's truth to that. You say beef tallow? Beef tallow is a legit part of the news story. Here's like, I mean, I can sit here and I can laugh at Ma Hospital. I think it's funny. It doesn't bother me. Does it bother you?
It's funny because I typically agree with you that if there's really good political humor, especially in Saturday Night Live, because they can hit it pretty hard, I'm fine with it. And there was something they did this weekend even that I thought was really funny, but I hated that. I just did not like that sketch.
How come?
I thought it was mocking anything that he does by trivializing everything that he does. Because I think he's doing a lot of really
nuance?
Yeah.
I don't.
I just got mad at that sketch.
I feel like I would laugh at that for a different reason than maybe one of the more like angry liberal people might.
At least that one had a theme to it, and it was well done. When they just trot that same guy who played RFK, when they just trot him out there to do Trump, you're like, this is not going
Trump too?
anywhere. That same guy does.
I don't know who he is. Here's Colin Jost welcoming this. I laughed very hard at this. Welcoming Tucker Carlson onto the weekend update.
This was good.
And the reason why it's so good is because the parody, the impersonation, man, laugh. If you heard that laugh, you would not know it's an impersonation.
It's really good.
I think it's good parody. I don't know.
I do too.
I would think that Tucker Carlson of 5? I don't know when was he let go. I would think 5 years ago, Tucker Carlson would think that was funny. Wouldn't you?
I would hope so. I mean, I hope he still does. I have no idea. He hasn't commented on it. That's the kind of thing that usually it'll get a reaction out of the person that you're parodying, especially since that's one that a lot of people are talking about because it was really good.
Yeah. Well, Charlie Kirk was parodied by South Park, and he did a lot of stuff like, this is the greatest thing I ever had. There's one point where in the cartoon, they take the microphone, Charlie Kirk says what Charlie Kirk says, and then he puts the microphone down on the table exactly like Charlie Kirk would. And he was like, that's how I knew South Park did it, because South Park was there parodying, I don't know, probably mocking Charlie Kirk, but they said all the things that Charlie Kirk said in it. And I'm like, I agree with those things, and it's in South Park. I'm not mad about this. And Charlie Kirk thought it was fantastic.
That was not that long before he was killed.
No, it was like months, maybe a month. Seriously. I don't know. I watched Saturday Night Live a couple weekends ago, and I'm Just Ken. What's his name? Can't think of it right now.
Ryan Gosling?
Ryan Gosling was the host, and I think he's great. He can't keep a straight face, so I
No,
find
he
that to be
can't.
funny. I don't know. It was funnier than I thought it was going to be.
Exactly.
How's the wobble going over there, Ethan?
Oh, I'm chilling. I could do this for another hour.
Another hour. Yeah. All right, let's get the YouTube live chat poll results when we come back. When should adult children move out of the home? We haven't gotten Ethan's thoughts on this yet. We'll be right back. Don't go away. HomeshieldFoundationRepairs.com, the number to call to have your foundation concerns looked at by the expert, the amazing team at Home Shield Foundation Repair. The number to call is 314-271-9900. 314-271-9900. Matt Hayes is waiting for your phone call. Make sure you tell him you heard about him on the Annie Fry Show, and have that basement looked at once and for all. The water is getting into your basement. It's gotten worse over time. It's only going to continue to get worse as time moves on. Get ahead of it right now. Get a solution to your problem so you don't have to think about the forecast, worry about the rain that's coming in and how fast it's coming in. Just give them a call, 314-271-9900, 314-271-9900. Reach out to Matt Hayes at Home Shield Foundation Repair. Talk to a locally owned, family-owned business. Talk to people who are right here from our area who built this company from the ground up and who care deeply about its reputation, and it shows. 314-271-9900, HomeshieldFoundationRepairs.com.
It's that time of year to refresh those tired, stained, and worn-out carpets for spring. Call Carpet Guy Home Services with deals starting as low as $39.95. Our professional cleaning will bring your carpets back to life. For all your home cleaning services, schedule online at www.callcarpetguy.com.
If you live in Missouri, have Medicaid, and need a caregiver, this message is important. Care at home is personal. That's why you may not want a stranger in your home to take care of you. You want someone who already knows you and your daily routines. With Freedom Care, you choose a trusted family member, a friend, or a neighbor. They will get paid after every shift to care for you, and it's 100% free to you. More than 70,000 people have already joined the Freedom Care family. Call your local Freedom Care. They'll check your Medicaid eligibility. Don't wait until a stranger shows up at your door. If you have Medicaid and need help at home, this care is available 100% free to you. Call Freedom Care now to see if you qualify. 314-343-1362. 314-343-1362. That's 314-343-1362.
Freedom Care, we're here for you.
The Illinois primary. This is where your vote matters more than ever because it's where turnout determines which candidate gets to the ballot in November. Vote this Tuesday. It's for our Illinois residents at 97.1 FM Talk. Visit 971talk.com/events to find where to vote near you.
If you owe the IRS, you have a legal issue, and you need the Lance Drury Law Firm. We'll protect your rights. Log on at lancedrurylaw.com or call us toll-free at 888-367-6512.
This is State Representative Charlie Meyer. Southern Illinois is a special place. The farms, the families, our way of life. That's what I'm fighting for in Springfield, standing with Trump, fighting for lower taxes, supporting our farms, and protecting life in our Second Amendments. My family has lived in Southern Illinois for 6 generations. I won't stop fighting for the place I love. I'm Charlie Meyer, and I'm honored to earn your vote on March 17th. Paid for by Citizens for Charlie Meyer.
The YouTube live chat poll today is when should adult children move out of the home at 18 years? When financially independent, when getting married, or not necessarily ever? A couple comments here. One from Dirk says, I chose when financially independent. You could move out of the house when you made $15,000 a year. When I was young, expenses seem to have outpaced income in a huge way, causing this issue. And then Gary says, my ex-wife and I knew how nice it would be to have an empty nest. We would have booted the kids out at 13. So what is your vote? I guess we didn't go down to 13, but maybe that would be 18.
I think that's illegal.
I think so, too.
Keep it at 18.
Let us know what your thoughts are on this poll. We'll give you the results here in just a couple minutes. It is 2:52. This time check is sponsored by Jerry Kelly Heating, Air Conditioning, Electrical, and Plumbing.
It's time for a $98 AC tune-up.
You're listening to The Annie Fry Show. 97.1 FM Talk, St. Louis Conservative.
That YouTube poll, when should adult children move out of the home? We're going to get results here with Ethan in just a couple minutes. Some text messages coming in at 314-241-9797, the Annie Fry Show text line on a variety of things. What do you got?
Here's one on the vibration plate.
Yeah?
My wife brought...
Are you back on, Ethan? He's getting it.
He just likes the height.
Getting back on the horse.
My wife bought a vibrator plate, and it's pretty effective. I didn't know that my lymphatic could be drained as it is.
Yes. That's one of the things that I like about it the most, but I think you kind of have to, you got to drink a lot of water too with it.
This one says Wiggins needs to hold a squat at the bottom and feel that.
I told you that.
For fun during the break, Ryan should have to eat Skittles off the plate with no hands.
I'll leave it here for Friday.
All right.
He's like, Skittles? I'm in.
Yeah.
You said the
Gotta
magic
work
word.
for it a little bit. That's fine.
Unnaturally occurring color in candy? Sign me up.
That's mine.
I'm just going to bash your face into that thing over and over again. Any others?
Just one about how awful imagery it was for me to be standing on that.
You don't want to read that one? Let's pretend that didn't happen.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Did Brad send it?
Maybe.
He had to look at you for that entire time, jiggling. Ethan, the poll for today, when should adult children move out of the home? You're the youngest among us. When did you officially move out of home?
I moved out of home.
You're doing it by choice now. Your segment was over.
I'm going to focus.
He's good.
I moved out of the house after, let's see, that would have been the summer of 2022.
How old were you?
I was 21.
Done with college?
After I
He's on a vibration plate, folks.
After I finished my junior year,
yeah,
I did the summer at home and before moving into like a house off campus in St. Charles.
It's a good thing we don't have to talk about anything really serious.
So I've been out of the house for like 3 years.
Would you offer that extension of your home to your kids, you think?
Yes. I think that as long as my kids were not like being lazy bums, I think that I would be very okay with it.
Isn't that what it all comes down to? Like, what are your kids doing while they're at home? Are they showing you an amount of gratitude and putting in some work in the process? Like I told my kids, the Lutheran high school they go to, they can graduate with like 30 credit hours for school. So I feel like I'm investing in college that way, but I don't know that I'm going to pay for their college, but you can live at home and you can pay for it yourself, and I'll put a roof over your head and I put gas in your car. But you got to like start your financial independence while you're at home to work your way out.
Especially in today's day and age.
Why don't we get the results?
Expensive life is.
Yeah.
220 votes on the YouTube live chat poll. When should adult children move out of the home? 9% say not necessarily ever.
Wow.
11% say when getting married. 19% say at 18 years old. And 61% say when financially independent.
22 people said not necessarily ever. That's pretty amazing. All right, keep it here. The Mark Reed Show next.
Time now for today's Spotlight on Money, sponsored by LendSeek.
That income tax refund can be the gift that keeps on giving. You can use it to start an emergency fund.
And just put it there, maybe in a high yield savings account where you're earning, 4 to 5%.
Bill Ulivari of Senecal Capital Management says you can always use that tax refund to pay off any outstanding balances.
Make the effort to pay down that credit card.
Plus, you can invest it. I'm Rob Hart.
My name is Whitney Allen, and I'm a widow. My husband, Ryan, died. We never thought we'd ever have to use life insurance, but the unexpected happened. With Ethos, signing up was fast and 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage. I'm grateful we were prepared.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/radio. That's ethos.com/radio. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
Hi, I'm Bob Kershaw with Retirement Advisory Group.
Hi, I'm Tammy Kershaw. When we meet our clients for the first time, they have built up a lifetime of savings. Their question is, what can we do with this money so we can live comfortably the rest of our lives? First, we develop a strategy to protect